continuing the tradition.
Here he goes! See you later! And he's got it on the ricochet! Touchdown! Touchdown!
ABC Sports, Championship Television.
72 times they've met for the city championship, but it's much more than that here in the Southland. The grainy days of black and white have given way to vivid Technicolor and graced us with visions of one of college football's greatest series, one that defines the sport that is college football. This rivalry has it all. Great players like Mike Garrett, Gary Beeman, O.J. Simpson, and Troy Aikman. Legendary moments like the Bruins bomb to win in '65, O.J.'s run to glory in '67, and the Trojans' last-second kick in '77. Today, a new generation of players attempt to etch their names into the history of one of college football's most storied rivalries. UCLA USC is next. A sold-out Coliseum in Los Angeles. Many of those fans already know now that their team may have an opportunity to play for a national championship. The third-ranked Trojans of USC at 9-1, hosting their crosstown rivals, the Bruins of UCLA, in front of 92,000 here in Los Angeles. The BCS standings brought to you by Allstate. Here's how they look. That Ohio State number will change. For those of you that did not see the ending of that ball game, Michigan has beaten the Buckeyes, so USC will know that they can move up with a victory today. And the Pac-10 standings, very important as well. Michigan knows they're going to the Rose Bowl. Who's going to the Rose Bowl? Washington State's got a shot, USC's got a shot at it, or maybe something bigger. So for the 73rd meeting of the Trojans and the UCLA Bruins, Bob Lynn and I will be back at sun-drenched Los Angeles in a moment.
We got a problem up here. Tower 12, weather's moving it. Heading up.
It's bad for football.
We know you can put points on the board. How do you keep them from putting points on the board?
Just make routine plays.
Good luck, Coach.
Thanks.
Texas Tech won.
Jared Lorenzen gutting this one out.
Team in the nation, the Oklahoma Sooners, will receive and have the first series. And we have got one NCAA leader after another. Oklahoma 3 team leaders there.
Turns photography into 2004-ography for under $400. Nikon, if the picture matters, the camera matters.
What a clutch performance. You see the flick of the wrist, Bob? This guy's a natural. You cannot teach that.
He's a veteran. This is exactly the type of heroics we come to expect from him in this job.
You know what I like about what he does? He looks to the white wire, then to the blue to confuse everyone, then he snips at the orange one. Proud sponsor of College Football Saturday.
I like the helmet. The helmet looks a lot like the ones we used to wear.
Sold out for many weeks. The Trojans get set for the Bruins at number 3 next to USC. They know can change to a number 2 just that quickly if they win. Welcome, everybody. Brad Nessler along with Bob Greasy and Lynn Swan. They needed some good things to happen to give them a chance. Well, Michigan gave them the chance.
Well, it's like we've been saying all along. If you let the games play out, normally they're going to take care of themselves. But now, the onus is on USC. You got to win today and win 2 weeks against Oregon State, and you may have a chance to be in the game.
Well, if they play like they have been the last month and a half or so, only Oklahoma's probably playing better. Their offense is in gear, and they'll never say Carson who around here, but the kid that took his spot's pretty good.
The surprise player of the year to me is Matt Leinart. right here. The last 5 games, he hasn't thrown an interception, 18 touchdowns, and he's 5th in the nation in pass efficiency. This kid is why they're undefeated, or undefeated in the conference.
That's right. Their only loss was to Cal in triple overtime. That's a team that beat him up and intercepted him. That's what UCLA is going to have to hope to do today, and that'll mean Dave Ball and company will have to get after him. But right now, it's USC that's rolling along offensively. Here's the guy that's going to be chasing Leonard today, the sack leader in the country.
This guy is really good, and if UCLA has any chance to win this ball game today, it's the defense that has to set the tone.
All right, so that's the matchup. It'll be UCLA and USC. UCLA can save their season if they can pull an upset. USC knows now, as Bob said, that they've got to keep on winning, and that means crosstown rival first. So they've got to take care of business here. Carr Durrell, in just his first season as a head coach at UCLA. Pete Carroll's got his program rolling in his 3rd year, and those two guys set to square off. Pete's had the advantage the first 2. We'll see if he can make it 3 straight. Let's go down to 3rd man on our team, Lynn Swan.
Thank you very much, Brett. I talked to Pete Carroll about the Ohio State-Michigan game, and if he addressed it with his team. He said, absolutely not. He said, this game is about us, USC, not about them. I said, this is your 3rd game against UCLA as a head coach. What makes this game different? He says, over the last 3 years, we've come to learn how important this game is to USC, the football tradition and history. He says, it's important to everybody. It's bragging rights for the entire year. We're going to play this one tough, and I guess so, Brad, because his destiny is now in his own hands.
So the Trojans can go to 10-1 if they win. The weather's actually better than we even anticipated. 63 degrees. They were worried about some rain last night. It really never materialized. The winds could pick up a little bit, but right now it's sunny. It's a fast track. It's a 73rd meeting. And USC trying to pick up its first ever 5-game streak in this series. They've won 4 in a row. Before that, UCLA had won 8 straight. UCLA won the toss. They deferred, so USC will get their hands on the football first. Justin Medlock, the young kicker, number 7 there, has got it teed up. Marcel Alleman and Reggie Bush are back deep for the Trojans. And we are underway at the Coliseum. Goes to the 3-yard line to Allman. And the starting cornerback moves it out to about the 19-yard line, and that is where USC will go to work. Matt Leinart, here's the guy that Bob was talking about, and what incredible numbers. Pass efficiency-wise, he's ahead of where Carson Palmer was this time a year ago, and most of the stats as well.
Biggest thing he's got going for him is that little guy sitting up in the press box whispering in his ear, so to speak, Norm Chow, the offensive coordinator.
There's Norm with his hand on his head already, getting ready for the first play of the ball game. It'll be USC from its own 19-yard line. Leinart to throw. Quick toss, out complete. Got it out to Kerry Colbert. So 1 play and 1 first down as we take a look at our SBC starting lineups. Here's the big guys up front. Jacob Rogers has given up a sack in 23 games. Vandermeer, Katnick, Drake, and Justice round out the front wall for the Trojans in front of line. Herschel Dennis will start. We'll see 3 tailbacks today. Webb, the starting fullback. Gunther, the tight end. Williams and Colbert are the wide receivers. And there's Mike Williams, and he is as dangerous as they come. One of the top receivers in all of college football. 3 wideout grouping for Leinart here on a first down. Matt pump fakes once, wants to go deep for Williams, and he just overshot him. Looked like Williams stumbled just a little bit as he made his break against the UCLA defense. There's the Ball brothers, Matt and Dave. Dave's the guy that leads the country in sacks. Boschetti and Leslie on the inside. It's a good front wall for the Bruins.
All seniors.
Abner, London, and Chiller now the linebackers. And Clark Page, Emmanuel, and Matt Ware round out the secondary for UCLA.
There's a look at Dave Ball, the big guy. Needs to get something done.
2nd down and 10. Breaking into the secondary. Flags are down. The ball comes loose at the end of the play. Blown dead at the 49 as Herschel Dennis ripped it off before Ben Emmanuel can bring him down. It looks like we're going to have a holding call back at about the 39-yard line. Larry Farina, it's a face mask. I beg your pardon. Face mask. So the play will stand and then some.
Face mask. Defense. 5-yard penalty from the end of the run. Yardage results in a first down.
So great field position already for USC. And it moves it down almost to the 45-yard line of the Bruins. 1st and 10 for the Trojans. Steve Smith in as the extra wide receiver. That's Colbert in motion to the top of your screen. Leinart play action, throwing again, complete again. Steve Smith, and he's got another USC first down. Threw right in front of Matt Clark. The scoring offense for USC has been phenomenal. 5th in the country in scoring, over 41 points a game. 1st in the Pac-10 in that capacity.
Scored over 30 points in their last 9 games. In 17 of the last 18 games, they've scored over 30 points. That is putting points on the board.
They're putting yards up already, Bob. 12, 19, and 12 in the last 3 plays at the 33-yard line. First down. Here comes some pressure from the outside. Quick hitch out to Williams. Nice open field tackle. Matt Clark, and he's given away some size, I'll tell you that.
He's given away 8 inches and about 50 pounds. Clark is 5'9" and 170 pounds. And Williams, who he's trying to tackle, is 6'5" and 230. A little bit of a mismatch they're trying to get, but Clark is a good tackler. And they're single coverage out there. Both defensive backs, both corners are single coverage out on the outside.
2 tight ends set now. Lendale White, the freshman, comes in to the USC backfield. They fake it to him. And the throw is complete to Gunther, the tight end, and he's going to have another first down, it appears, or awfully close to it. Matt Ware made the stop. Gunther's a big target. 6'8", basketball player, 245 pounds. There's his numbers.
Well, here's Gunther right here, and as the play goes this way, he just got a little break to the outside. 44 Gunther, little fake right there. It's a nice rhythm to get into the ball game. Some short passes called by Norm Chow for Leinart to the outside to get his receivers involved, and then a tight end, little fake, a roll outside the pocket. I like the plays that are called. You get in a rhythm and you're moving the ball down the field.
And he's doing it to different guys. Bob, 4 completions, 4 different receivers.
Bob and Brad, I'm going to throw in there. You talked about the matchup with Clark on Williams, and him and Clark being so small. For folks at home, Clark is a left corner, and that's why he's matched up. But UCLA is going to see how that goes, because if they don't feel he can handle Williams, they'll switch those 2 corners around.
Yeah, now it's Matt Ware over there, and they're much more the same size. 7th play of the drive, 1st and 10. USC. Leinart again to throw. Pumps, goes to the end zone to Williams, in and out of his hands. And he doesn't let many of those get by him. That pass looked perfect from here. We'll get another look at it, and Mike would like to get another look at it.
Well, the reason the ball is off target just a little bit, it could have been thrown more to the outside, is because UCLA, the defensive line, had some pressure on him. And he had to throw it before he wanted to.
And Bob, when Williams turned to look for the ball, he just had a problem finding the ball. You know, as you said, he threw it earlier. If he could have gotten around faster, he still would have made that catch.
So 2nd and 10. And they go to the ground. Lendale White, not much on the inside. Justin London made the stop. Defensively, pickup of a couple. And so for the first time, USC is going to find itself coming up with a 3rd down situation and 8 to go.
Well, that Williams was open in the end zone. The play was good. The throw could have been a little bit more to the outside. They would have had a touchdown. That was their best chance for a touchdown.
It was all just pitch and catch up to that point. Now they bunch 3 receivers, including Gunther, and they split them out now.
All this moving and shifting causes a little uncertainty with the defense.
Mitchell in there as an extra receiver. Leinart's going to try to throw the fade to Williams. He goes up and gets it. Touchdown! Career touchdown number 27 for Williams, and he just out-jumped Matt Clark. Penalty marker down. Well, there's the matchup we talked about 3 plays ago.
That's my big man who is 6'5" against your little guy who is 5'9".
The officials talking it over. Unless it's offensive interference, it's a touchdown. And an almost perfect drive for the Trojans. I think it's going to be the salute probably in the extra celebration that the flag was called for.
Brad, that's exactly right. Williams stood there and held that salute for a long time. And when he came over to the sideline, Pete Carroll was right there to greet him, and his words were not of the kind variety.
So Matt Leinart's 29th touchdown pass of the year, and career number 27 on the touchdown reception for Mike Williams. The extra point by Colleen is up and good. So 81-yard drive. The big guy over the little guy goes up and gets it. Could have done without the salute. It's 7-0 USC.
When your picture really matters, rely on Verizon Wireless Picture Messaging. It lets you personalize your pictures with text and sound.
Give me what I want or else.
So you can really grab people's attention.
Too many squirrels.
My clippers.
Now you can get unlimited picture messaging for only $4.99 a month.
Can you hear me now?
I got my squirrel.
Good.
Verizon Wireless. We never stop working for you.
Wrangler 5-star premium quality denim. Wrangler, real, comfortable jeans.
There's more to protecting your family this winter than making sure they're dressed warmly. You've got to make sure they're protected at home as well. And no one helps protect families better than ADT. A single ADT system can help protect your home and family from burglary, fire, and carbon monoxide. Call now and take advantage of ADT's holiday special. You could even save up to 20% off your homeowner's insurance. And you may qualify for zero-down financing for installation. But you better hurry. ADT. Always there.
Simple, really. If we could get everybody in the country to drive the all-new Chevy Malibu, we think you'd agree. It's just about perfect.
The new Chevy Malibu, available with OnStar. Visit ChevyMalibu.com for details.
Giddy up, because Frosty wants you for a winter blunderland of funniest videos and a special night and time. ABC tonight, 10/9 Central. You wouldn't like Frosty when he's angry.
If you're Pete Carroll, you can't ask for anything more on your opening drive except that your star wide receiver doesn't get caught for the extra celebration, I guess. But it's 7-0 USC, 81 yards, and Mike Williams goes over 1,000 yards receiving for the second straight year with that catch and his 13th touchdown. And it was just a muscle job. Size on lack of size.
Now USC now has to kick off from their own 20 because of the 15-yard penalty.
And so this should set up UCLA with some nice field position. Now it's going to get worse because it went out of bounds. So that's what happens when you do that. Sometimes your kickers can get a little bit flustered as well, and instead of knocking it straight down the middle, they kick it out of bounds. So it is going to be good field position for UCLA.
8 inches taller and 60 pounds heavier than the defensive back that's covering you. What are you going to do? You're going to throw a fade, jump high, jump onto the guy, catch the football, and make the play.
That's a ride-em cowboy thing there. and the rider's bigger than the horse, I'm afraid.
Yeah, you got that right. That was a good throw. And that's what you plan and scheme on. You come out here and say, is the defense going to give us that, or are they not? UCLA played it straight. They gave the size advantage to Williams and USC, and they took advantage of it, and the throw was there.
So now it's going to be midfield where Drew Olson will go to work at quarterback for UCLA. Great field position because really it's a 30-yard penalty with going out of bounds on the kick after having the 15-yard penalty walked off against you. So you can't ask for much better than midfield to take over the first snap. Play action for Olson. On the run and being chased, and he'll keep it. Oh, and did he get collared about a yard gain, and he paid the price big time. Dallas Sartz is the guy that ran him down. Our SBC starting lineups. Here's the heavy eaters up front for the Bruins. Vieira, Efseyev, Chai, Brown, and Blanton. That's the front wall. The backs and receivers. Tyler Ebel. Norton is the fullback. Kazarian the tight end, and Bragg and Taylor. Two good receivers, especially Bragg. He'd get a lot more publicity in the Pac-10 had it not been for Mike Williams, probably. And on the ground, USC does not give up much. They maybe gave up a half yard to Tyler Ebel, and their front wall defensively for the Trojans looks like this. Udeze, Patterson, Cody, and Rucker.
Yeah, one of the best.
Part of the wild bunch, too. Sartz, Tatupu, and Ashton, the linebackers. And in the secondary, Will Poole and Marcel Almanon, seniors on the corners, with Leach and Bing, the safeties.
But it's the defensive line that sets the tone. Udeze right there is the best of that front, that defensive front. You know, they're almost as good as Oklahoma's.
Whoops. Kenichi might have jumped into the neutral zone there. The pass is dropped. Craig Bragg, but again, flags are down, and it looked like it might have been Kenichi Udeze falling out of his stance. We'll wait and see. Bragg, the top receiver for the Bruins, 65 catches coming in. He's almost at the 1,000-yard mark as well. Here's the call.
Offside, defense, 5-yard penalty, replay third down.
So now they make third down more manageable as they walk it off down inside the 45-yard line. You see on the far side, number 94, Kenichi Udeze, who we just talked about, and he hopped into the neutral zone.
And he probably did that. The quarterback probably did that. Olsen drew him off with his cadence. And that's one of the tools a quarterback needs to use on a defensive line that's very aggressive.
Harris flanking Olsen in the shotgun on 3rd and 4. Olsen has time, rifles it complete, but it's short of the first down by about 2 feet. Sartz again with the tackle, and it is right. They mark it right at the 40. Maybe he did get it. Thought he got a pretty good spot there. They say first down.
It's a very generous spot there from up here anyway.
Looked like he got collared at about the 40.5. Carl Dorella, first-year head coach, former wide receiver for the Bruins. Bruins 15th head coach in history. And he knew how to play this game as a player, that's for sure. He tried to tell his team, you know what, I know we're underdogs, but I was 5 years at UCLA. We won 4 of those babies. Maurice Drew in the tailback spot. Olsen in trouble, but again he runs. And Drew gets what he can, which is down to about the 37-yard line. Colin Ashton made the stop. UCLA's been struggling offensively, to say the least, especially the last 3 weeks or so.
Now, they're 106th in the nation in total offense, 110th running the ball. USC defense against the run is one of the best in the nation, so don't look for UCLA, the Bruins, to be getting any yardage on the ground.
Trojans only give up 66 on the ground. They'll try a run here, and that's what we're talking about. Big hit put on by Colin Ashton as we check in with John Saunders in New York. John?
Well, Brad, on the Taco Bell update, Ole Miss against LSU. Matt Mock goes back to pass out of his own end zone. But Travis Johnson picks it off and takes it to the end zone, 6 yards, 7-0 Ole Miss with the lead over LSU.
A lot of people don't give Ole Miss defense or their running game enough credit. Everybody talks about Eli, and he's great, but they're a pretty good team.
Yeah, everybody talks about the LSU defense, but LSU needs to keep moving along. You never know what might happen in this championship race.
You got that right. 3rd and 7. Here comes a blitz on Olsen. Fires, tips, incomplete. Intended for Lewis, his tight end, and he had his hands on it, but he took a big shot back there in the secondary and couldn't hold it.
Well, Lewis is one of their top receivers, and he's a backup tight end, but on passing situations, he's one of the guys they like to get the football to.
So punting situation for UCLA.
Well, if you've got any gimmicks, this may not be a bad time to use one.
Yeah, it's a pretty good spot on the field at about the 37-yard line, the line of scrimmage.
But the defense is not back and punt. They're playing defense, safe defense, and they make him kick it.
For the far corner, and just into the end zone. Almost knocked it out at about the 1. It's a touchback. USC will have the ball and a 7-point lead here in LA when we come back.
Introducing the Bowflex Ultimate. Quite possibly the best home fitness machine ever made. Bowflex is so effective that we guarantee you'll get the results you want in 6 weeks or less. Own the new Bowflex Ultimate with no money down and monthly payments lower than many health club dues. Call and ask for a free video or DVD or visit us on the web today. The new Bowflex for ultimate results.
I should have gotten fajitas.
Ooh, fajitas.
Taco Bell's Fajita Grilled Stuffed Burrito. It'll make you regret getting anything else.
Should have gotten me fajitas.
Fajitas. Sizzling marinated carne asada steak and tasty fajita veggies, all wrapped in a flour tortilla and grilled to go.
Should have gotten fajitas.
Taco Bell's Fajita Grilled Stuffed Burrito. Nothing beats the sizzle when you think outside the bun.
Do you have the right truck?
Black coffee to go.
Does your truck have better resale value than Ford and Dodge? A Silverado half-ton pickup does.
Hey guys, what's up?
Hey, is this your truck?
What's it going for? What do you mean, what's it going for?
Let me make you an offer.
It's not for sale.
Leave it here. It's for sale.
It's not for sale.
Silverado. It's the right truck from Chevy. Silverado is the only full-size pickup available with OnStar.
The way things are going right now, if they win this game and they win 2 weeks from now, they would get their shot at sugar.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question with Michigan Michigan beating Ohio State and the Buckeyes losing that if they take care of business, the Trojans, they and Oklahoma will be in the championship game.
And Pete Carroll talking with Swally and Bob and I saying this week, you know, we thought, regardless of what Ohio State did, that if we win our final 2 ball games, we'd move up good enough to be in the number 2 position. So they just try to been going on about their business this week and not worrying about it. Off the left side is Herschel Dennis. Leslie made the tackle, but a nice gain by Dennis. Those young backs of USC, you talk about a bright spot. Dennis is a sophomore, and Lendell White and Reggie Bush are both freshmen. And a guy down is John Drake, the right guard, and in obvious pain.
Drake is a junior college transfer that just came in this year and is really a valuable guy. Not only does he start at right guard, but he's the backup at several other offensive positions.
Yeah, he'd swing out to probably either tackle if they had a problem, and the big 350-pounder got tangled up somewhere on that run. And looks like the lower right leg. We'll get another look at it.
Here's a look at it from the end zone. It looks like he gets rolled up. Go ahead and run it.
Right in the middle of your picture, and he gets leg whipped right there in the calves.
Right there, he gets rolled up.
Ouch. Yeah, especially when you got that much weight going the wrong direction. And your leg doesn't go that way.
Yeah, hopefully it's not that bad. Sometimes it's worse than it looks, and sometimes you might just sprain an ankle, get rolled up, and sometimes it's just the shock of getting hit from a blind side.
Looking in on the Coliseum in Los Angeles. ABC Sports presentation of college football brought to you by SBC, going beyond the call. Circuit City, we're with you. And Chevy Silverado, it is the right truck. Tommy Trojan, they got him wrapped up. They don't want that thing being painted powder blue and gold. That happens once in a while. So he's covered. He looks like a mummy with a sword out there right now.
Hey, Bob and Brett, I'll tell you a story. He's wrapped up like that. For 1 year, they unwrapped him, and he was blue.
They still got underneath it, huh?
Somehow, some way.
They find a way. They're helping Big John Drake off, and he might be done for the day. Fred Matua has come in to take his spot, and you can see Fred's gotten as far as the chalk mark and doesn't even want to take another step. So they're just having a hard time getting him all the way to the bench. That's too bad. He is, as Bob said, not only a starter, but a huge part of that offensive line if anything else goes wrong. Reggie Bush now checks in as a tailback in the USC I. He'll get his first handle. A lot of speed, but he doesn't get to use it there. Brandon Chiller, the captain of the defense, the senior linebacker out of Carlsbad, made the stop.
Here's a look at Matua. That right guard coming in for Drake. He's a redshirt freshman. Not a bad player. He's played some during the year, and this offensive line for the Trojans has 3 seniors. The three guys on the left side are all Rogers, Vandermeer, and Katnick are all seniors. And but it's a good offensive line.
Bush didn't get much, but he did get a first down, and they go right back to the air. Liner to Williams, and he's going to be close to another first down. Matt Ware and Spencer Havener made the tackle, but Big Mike, all 5 of them, is off to a good start here in the first quarter.
That opening drive, Liner threw 7 passes. 4 of them went to Williams, and he caught 2 of them. I like this kid Liner. He's tall. He's very bright. He gets rid of the ball. He's very accurate. He gets rid of the ball very quickly. It doesn't take a long. It's a quick release, and he gets it to where it's going very quickly.
The decisions are made in a hurry, and they're usually the right ones. Up the middle, and this is going to be a loss for Lindale White. Jared Page made the stop from the secondary. We'll get an Oklahoma Sooner update. Let's go to John in New York.
Brad, Oklahoma taking on Texas Tech, who has that high-powered offense, but there's been no better offense than this year. Jason White, plenty of time, 28 yards to Travis Wilson. Good catch in the end zone. 7-3 Sooners with the lead.
Jason White could have taken in a class back there before he threw that ball.
Ordered to spot a tee.
3rd and short. Liner to the air to Williams on the slant, and he's got a first down. Out to the 48. There were 3 guys around him. It didn't matter. He just went up and snatched it out of the air. Mike Williams, leading receiver. Matt Liner talked with us about what makes him so good.
And fast, and you know, he obviously makes my job easier. He gets open, and he just makes plays.
He's made quite a few already.
He's a big target, obviously, and
play action for Leinert. Might want it all. Going deep for Williams again. Got him! All the way down to the 14-yard line.
Well, we just talked about him, and UCLA is not doing anything special. He runs right by the up guy. Now he runs the route off the second man, the safety. You just throw it to the inside. I mean, the front guy, the corner, needs to get a jam on him, slow him up, get him off of his route. You know, you just can't let him go right by you and run the route on the second guy. You got to send him somewhere else other than where he wants to go.
And Emmanuel is the guy that's down, trying to stay with that play, and he's injured in the secondary. And you see where his hand is, either his hip or his hamstring, and he's in a lot of pain. We'll take a timeout. 6:11 remaining in the first quarter. We'll try to check on Ben when we come back. 7-0 USC.
Who's going to invent the next internet? Who'll create the new museums, new treaties, new countries? Who'll create the new wealth? Who'll make art as everyday as coffee shops? And who'll make age irrelevant? Who'll make bridges that feel like music? We don't know their names yet, but we see them every day. USC, University of the 21st Century.
The Pacific 10 Conference, the Conference of Champions.
Looking in on the Los Angeles Coliseum, our aerial pictures courtesy of Goodyear's newest blimp, Spirit of America, based in nearby Carson, California. Goodyear built its first blimp in 1925 and currently operates 3 airships. We had Goodyear with us all over the place today. Michigan, Ohio State out here on the West Coast. Great to have you along with us. Perfectly blue skies, as you can see.
Beautiful day.
It's a dandy.
Just beautiful.
Yeah. And Dan Emanuel now being helped off. Matt Leinart off to a great start. Has 10 pass attempts. He's thrown 7 of them to Mike Williams and has 5 catches already. And he's mixing it up. He's not the only receiver he's using, especially on that opening drive, as Matt used 4 different guys when he went 5 for 7, including the touchdown to Williams. Now there goes a dent in the secondary. That's not going to help the cause for UCLA either.
He was a 3rd leading tackler.
There's another number 1. He was a pretty good wide receiver here too, but he's out of work. Well, not out of work completely. I guess he's a commentator now in pregame shows tomorrow. That's Keyshawn Johnson, whose season is over with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think Swanee's going to talk to Keyshawn a little bit later on. Meanwhile, back to the live action. It's USC driving down the field again with 6:11 remaining in the first quarter.
USC has come out this ball game, scored on their first drive, marching on their second drive like they've got something to prove, and they want to make sure that nobody takes that spot away from them.
Leinart throws across the middle. Oh, Castle got hammered, but he held on to the ball. He didn't hold on to the ball. I take it back, and there's a penalty marker down too.
Bob and Brad, John Drake, number 73, they're taking him off the field. They'll take him into the locker room, and he'll get an x-ray on his right ankle. And then they'll evaluate it from there, but obvious pain, not wanting to put any weight on it at 350 pounds.
Yeah, all right, Swanee, thank you. It's a holding call against UCLA, and that's half the distance in a first down. So the throw was intended for Matt Castle, the tight end, a former quarterback in his own right, and Leinart put it right there, and his receiver took a big shot, but it didn't matter anyway. They get a free first down. Probably trying to hold on to Mike Williams. Yeah, that's a hold. And that was Matt Ware. They're trying a little bit of everything, but number 1 is coming out on top so far. So it's 1st and goal. They had a dual backfield, and now Reggie Bush goes out as a wide receiver to the top of your screen. The toss to Dennis. Herschel Dennis inside the 5. He's close, but he's not in. Havener saved the touchdown, but he's down to the 1-yard line. So they haven't had to do much on the ground, but Herschel takes it down to the 1.
The Trojans have, you know, they said, oh, how do we want to do this? We want to throw or we want to run? We can do whatever we want to do. Take a look at this good little toss around the right side. 74 is Justice and gets out there. That's a nice turn up by Dennis. He gets outside and then he sees the end zone, just tries to make it in there.
Lendale White's got 11 rushing touchdowns. He's their bruiser. It's 2nd and goal. He's got his 12th touchdown. Trojans. And the freshman in the end zone from a yard out. It's 13-0. Well, this is just clockwork so far for USC. 2 80-plus yard drives. That ain't bad. Extra point is up and good by Ryan Colleen. And a penalty marker down on the extra point. Here's another look at Lendale White, the big fella.
Well, there's 3 running backs, and he is the biggest of the 3. So inside the 5-yard line, he gets the call.
Penalties refused. The extra point is good.
So the opening quarter so far belongs to the Trojans of USC. 1 through the air, 1 on the ground. 14-0 USC.
Hey, we gotta get going. I'll put the hors d'oeuvres in the car. Just grab my brother's gift, okay? You forgot my brother's gift.
No, I didn't forget. It's at Circuit City. We're gonna pick it up on the way. Forget. I didn't forget.
You forgot. That's why with Express Pickup, you can order gifts online and pick up within minutes. It's that fast. Circuit City, we're with you.
Wow, that was fast.
I have no idea.
What?
Huh?
And now with Sprint, unlimited night minutes, instead of starting at 9, start at 7. And it's a great deal. When your calls are clear,
guys, it's all about the money.
Now with Sprint, you can get a great deal on any new service plan with 2 more hours of weeknight calling.
Observe the panicked look of shopper last-minuters. Fortunately, Helzberg Diamonds' value promise ensures the perfect gift at the perfect price. Behold, shopper saved his butticus. Helzberg Diamonds. Confidence comes in a burgundy box.
Let me get this straight. So you want fast heartburn relief, you want something that lasts, and you don't like taking all that prescription strength stuff. Well, this is your lucky day. New Tums Lasting Effects. It's fast, it lasts.
Sunday, the pressure to succeed
Am I going to fail my evaluation?
could cause a rookie to make a fatal mistake. New 10-8, ABC Sunday 8/7 Central.
5:13 remaining first quarter. Brad Nessler, Bob Greasy, Lynn Swan, our ABC crew here at the Coliseum, and it's all Trojans so far. 14-0. A couple of 80-plus yard drives by USC. Tyler Ebell about 2 yards deep in the end zone will bring it out for the Bruins, and he's got a little crease. Flag down. Kicker missed him. Trying to track him down, they do. I'm sure it's coming back, but a good-looking return all the way to the USC 43-yard line. It would be a 58-yard kick return, but I think it's going to be negated by the hanky on the field.
Talk about good looking. That back judge threw that hanky about 50 yards.
Holding during the return. 10-yard penalty on the spot of the foul. First down.
It's too bad for Tyler. That was a good-looking kick return. So instead of way down at the 43 of USC, it's going to be back inside their own 25 for the Bruins.
I think it's right here. Watch the Bruin, the white shirt. Hold him, hold him, hold him. You see him throw it right there. Now there's another flag coming in, but we're not going to see it on this shot. But that's a good call by the official. The return would have never been that long had he not held the Trojan.
I may have said inside the 25 of the penalty, inside the 15 is what I meant to say. We're down to the 13 now, so you're talking about a loss of about 45 yards on that penalty in what could have been. Olsen, quick slant, overthrew Greg Bragg. A little bit behind him. And it brings up 2nd and 10.
Yeah, the Bruins offensively have not gotten it done this year. And Carl Durrell came in. He brought in the West Coast offense. And not only was it new for the players, new terminology, but also the coaching staff. So Carl's got to teach it to the staff and to the players, all new terminology. And in all fairness, you're not going to get this done in 1 year.
No way.
But he stayed with it, and he's building a foundation.
2nd down at 10. Olsen nailed way back at the 3. Mike Patterson came through there like a shot. Patterson's 7th sack of the year.
There he is right here. He's just going to run between the 2 linemen. Now that's a blown assignment by the left guard.
Efseyev was looking for something else and just let him go, almost.
Boys, I don't ever recall freight trains being allowed to run through the Coliseum, but maybe I am mistaken.
Boy, that was one. Here's a handoff to Ebell. Or rather, Maurice Drew, and the freshman tailback goes out to the 18, pickup of 13. But that just gave him enough room to punt.
Yeah, this game has gone pretty much the way the book would have it. USC strong on offense and defense, and the Bruins struggling on offense have punted the first 2 times they've gotten.
Chris Kluwe will have to punt again. He's inside his own 5. Will Poole back deep for USC. Should get great field position. Boy, got a nice kick. Poole waits on it and mishandles it, but he got it on the bounce. It'll cost him some yardage, but they didn't give up the football. Almost fumbled that one, but he stayed with it. Here's today's singular wireless poll question. Of today's rivalries, which game is best? Michigan, Ohio State, Auburn, Alabama, Harvard, Yale, this one, or Cal and Stanford.
Got some pretty good choices up there.
To vote, log on to ESPN.com, search ABC Sports, or wireless users text vote to 222. And we'll have the answer to the poll in the second half.
I don't see Indiana Purdue up there, boy.
First down at the 29. Play action for Leinart. Matt's got time, throws short, comes back to his safety valve. That's Lendell White. And a penalty marker down. 2 penalty markers down in very different parts of the field. One was at the end of the play, and one came flying in from the secondary.
Well, Brad, from where I was staying on the field, I think they would call this a face mask against UCLA. The second flag might have just been support.
Personal foul, face mask on the defense, 15-yard penalty, first down.
You call it, Swanee. That's it. That's a second face mask already in the first quarter, flagged against UCLA. There's Lendale, and there goes the helmet the opposite direction as Havener.
That's just being out of position to make the tackle, and then that's just an excuse to try and make the play. You just can't do it. You're going to hurt your team even further with a 15-yard penalty.
Havener, one of the top players as far as making big plays. 3 interceptions, a couple of block kicks this year, but he cost his team on that one. And it's great field position again. 4 wide outs for USC. They work from their own 46-yard line. And here's Lendell White looking for some room. Got a couple. That's about it. At the conclusion of today's game, we'll select a Chevrolet player of the game. Chevrolet will make a $1,000 contribution to each university's general scholarship fund. There is Dave Ball, one of the captains defensively. He's leading the country in sacks coming into this one with 15.5.
And he's going against one of the best offensive tackles in the country, and Jacob Rogers. That'd be a good battle all day.
Rogers hasn't given up a sack in the last 23 and change. Herschel Dennis and a little swing pass. They got a lot of weapons on this USC team. They can change up bodies once in a while. At least defensive coordinators think they can get a tendency because of which back is in there. We already talked about Lendale's kind of the bruiser. Dennis and Bush can do a little bit of everything. Bush has the most speed.
Well, not only do you have good personnel at every position, but then you have an offensive mind sitting up in the press box willing to pull all those, push all those buttons.
3rd down at 4. Let's see which button they push right here. In UCLA territory again. Leinart trying to get it to Mike Williams. Williams turning around looking for a flag, and there it comes.
Well, there's a couple of them.
And there comes the second one. They were late arriving, but they got there. And Larry Farina will tell us whether or not it was offensive or defensive pass interference. We expect one of those to be the call, and they're talking it over with UCLA.
Yeah. And Dave Ball's looking over to the sideline, says, Coach, what do you want me to do?
Yeah. And if that guy next to him in the 49 looks like him, that's his twin brother,
offense.
Matt.
15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay 3rd down.
Take a look down here. And he just pushes it.
That's a mugging there.
Yeah, you know, part of the education of these wide receivers and all the players on the field should be when you're out there, which officials are looking at you. I mean, there's 2 guys that are doing nothing but looking at that wide receiver and corner. So if you go out there and do that, I mean, you're going to get a flag right away anyway.
Yep.
The offensive lineman and the defensive lineman, the umpire standing right behind him, is doing nothing but looking at you.
And Mike Williams, Bob, has to resist the desire to just manhandle that smaller defensive back. He's just going to dig a hole for him.
It's like a net. Just swat him away.
3rd and 19. They go the other way, and he swats that one out of bounds with a first down. Well, he got his penalty back and then some.
UCLA is not doing anything different. Just try and stop this. Single coverage on the outside. Ware is looking into the secondary, looking into the quarterback. Just man-on-man single coverage. He had him deep, but he didn't have him short.
Needed 19, got 19 and 2 feet, and over 100 yards receiving in the first quarter. Remember, he had a 3-touchdown quarter against Stanford this year. Had 3 touchdowns last week. He might be on his way to that. Leinart slips down as Reggie Bush goes down as well for a loss on the play.
That's the guy, Mike Williams, that was not interested in going to any schools in Florida. He's from Tampa, Florida. He came all the way out to USC because they said you can play wide receiver. All the schools in Florida want him as a tight end.
1,200+ day of his career and his 7th this season, and the way he's playing, it might be a 300-yard day before it's over, if they choose to go to him that often, because every time they have, for the most part, he's produced. Quick snap. Matt Leinart back to throw, has time, steps up in the pocket, finds Williams again. Down to the 25. Like I said, it might be a real big game before it's over. 20 more yards.
Well, he doesn't catch that unless he's 6'5".
That's true.
I mean, and he really had to jump from behind the quarterback. Go ahead and just take a look at it. So it sets up. There's one guy going deep, and he just throws this ball. He's got to throw it over these linebackers, and there he has to just jump to catch the football. That is huge. You just throw it over everybody.
Here comes a blitz on Leinart. Sets and fires. Got him again. Inside the 10. It's 1st and goal. Matt Leinart's just throwing darts right now, and this guy's the board.
Well, this is when it's fun. This is when you're smiling, because UCLA is not doing anything to take him away. They don't have anybody can stop him. There's a linebacker, number 11.
Chiller.
Trying to jam him. What they need to do is jam him at the line of scrimmage. He's 230 pounds. Somebody can jam him and reroute him. Don't let him do what he wants to do, get off the line of scrimmage.
Pretty soon they're going to have to put one of the Ball twins out there to jam him, because nobody else is touching him. It's 1st and goal. Herschel Dennis in at the tailback. He'll get the toss. Student body left. He'll get it down inside the 5 to about the 4. Havener, the linebacker, made the stop. Might be the final play of what has been a dominating first quarter for USC, led by that guy. Just this drive alone, those are game numbers for some guys. 58 yards, 3 catches. He has one of USC's first quarter touchdowns, and the fans who've...
Look at him. He's going to the offensive line. Said, good job,
Good
guys.
job, fellas. You're giving Matt time to throw, and I'm throwing everything he's throwing at me. That's the end of the first quarter, 14-0. Our first quarter score, the Trojans out in front. Our presentation of college football continues after this message and a word from our ABC stations. You're watching ABC Sports Championship Television.
Simple, really. If we could get everybody in the country to drive the all-new Chevy Malibu, we think they'd agree. It's just about perfect.
Where's the line between you and everyone else? You sense it shifting, blurring, fading. So you question things. You think about things. You don't settle. You don't compromise. You don't want to buck the system. You just want to give it a little nudge. We get that. At Miller, we don't compromise either. It's why we cold filter Miller Genuine Draft for the fresh, smooth taste of draft beer. It's why we created the first light beer. The beer that's great tasting and less filling. Because at Miller, we believe there's good enough, and there's better than it has to be. Miller, good call.
Sydney has been locked away. Now 3 enemies.
Let me help.
Must join forces before time runs out. A new Alias, ABC Sunday.
The perfection of a Hearts on Fire diamond. Now in a new shape, all but impossible to resist. Dream from Hearts on Fire, the new shape of perfection.
Available at Rogers Jewelry in Florin Mall, Arden Fair Mall, Sunrise Mall, Vintage Fair Mall, and on East Bidwell.
Hi, I'm Bobby Jackson. Watch the Kings on News 10.
Starting the second quarter, second down and goal, USC just inside the UCLA 5-yard line. Leinart to throw again to the end zone, touchdown, and it's Mike Williams. Who else? Matt Leinart has hit 9 straight passes, and he just keeps finding number 1. Touchdown, USC.
Bad news for their opponents in years to come. Leinart and Williams are only sophomores.
Wow, what a half for those two. Extra point is up and good. Matt Leinart is 13 of 15 right now. Here's his last one.
He's going to fake like he's going out and then goes straight up the middle. That's just, you know, that's Norm Chow right there. That's good planning and scheming. And this is good pass protection by the offensive line and a good release and a good spot.
Well, Mike Williams, I tell you what, it looks like a video game for him out there.
Well, we told you he was big.
Really big. Got planes flying around him.
He's got good hands, good hand-eye coordination.
And he knows how to win.
Oh, boy.
He's winning this battle today, I'll tell you that much. Wow, what a start.
As we mentioned, Miami, I don't think even recruited him. Florida wanted him to be a tight end.
Well, their scoring drive so far, Bob, 81, 80, and now 71. And you know, coming in today, 75% of their scoring drives were 3 minutes or less.
Yeah. Pete didn't have any trouble getting the guys up for this one, did he?
I guess not. Delayed the kick. Going to be taken at the 3 by Tyler Ebell, who had a nice return last time. He gets whacked this time before he got to the 20. Boy, you could hear that one way up here. Well, Monday night, get ready for some Monday Night Football action. It'll be a family affair, too, because Tiki and Rondé Barber get together. They'll square off. Both teams trying to salvage their season a little bit. Giants and the Bucks. Monday night with Al and John, live at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific on ABC.
I remember when the Barber brothers were playing at Michigan, at Virginia,
yep.
And now they're back. One's on offense, one's on defense, and going to be tackling each other.
And we've got a couple of sets of twins in this game. The Ting brothers for USC, the Ball brothers for UCLA. Right now it's the Bruce brothers for UCLA because USC's not giving them anything on defense, and they're tearing them up on offense so far. Maurice Drew, good-looking freshman back. Kind of a bowling ball at 5'8", a couple 100 pounds. Traveler's going to have sore knees by the time this one's over today. Going to have fetlock problems by the time it's over if he keeps running up down the sideline.
Remember what Ara Parsegian said back when Notre Dame was playing one day that USC was probably running over Notre Dame just like they are USC, the Trojans and the Bruins here at the start. He says that horse, he says, I hate that horse. He says he's going to die of exhaustion.
Here's a nice play, the open field by Maurice Drew. That's the best play of the day for the Bruins. Picked up 28 yards. Jason Leach made the tackle. And so finally UCLA gets something going on offense.
Steve Axman, the offensive coordinator, setting up a little screen pass. Back's going to slide out to the left. The offensive lineman gets out there, makes a nice block right there. That was Isaev.
Heck of a block and a one-handed catch by Drew, or they never would have gotten that thing off the drawing board. Ebell back in. Olsen rolls to throw on first down and completes it. Joe Cohen out there makes the grab. Not much gained. Picked up about 3.
There's a look at the offensive coordinator, Steve Axman. It's going to take some time. And you know, to build this foundation offensively and defensively for the Bruins. You come in with a new staff, a new coach. You got all new players you got to work with. You got to find out what their strengths and weaknesses are. Terminology, they got to learn new terminology. It's not easy. It's especially when you're using a whole new offensive scheme.
At the 49, second man through. Tyler Ebal. Ebal got across midfield. That's about it. Let's check in with Lynn.
Thank you, Brad. I'm with Keyshawn, and obviously Keyshawn, that number one, is out of respect for the newest, greatest wide receiver at USC, Mike Williams.
He's passed both me and you up in our careers.
Well, no, he hasn't passed me up. He hasn't gets 14, but he's well on his way.
Well, you know, right now he looks pretty good. You know, he's leading his team hopefully to a national championship. He is definitely a force to be reckoned with in the NC2A, and I just can't wait to see him get to the National Football League.
You were a big receiver in college. You look at him, he's bigger than you.
Way bigger.
Okay. Tell me what he has to learn, what he has to do with that size, because he's done some great things out here, but sometimes it seems maybe he tries to use that too much.
Well, I think, you know, one of the things that he's going to have to do is move away from the dinner table. He's a little thicker than what you probably would like in a receiver like that. He seems to have pretty good hands to me. You know, I like his feet. He can get in and out of his breaks, and I think that's the important part, but you got to be able to see if he can run just a little bit.
And the system in which he's playing?
Same system,
does a great job.
Same system, similar to what we were doing in Tampa, and he's, you know, he's been able to utilize the guy and get the ball to him. Whenever you do that, he's always going to be okay.
All right, now, are you looking forward to your next career in this season?
Yeah, I am. TV. I'm looking forward to it. I got an opportunity to work with a bunch of guys over at Fox that I consider the best team in football, with Terry, Howie, JB, and Jimmy there. So I'll be there tomorrow morning, and it'll be fun for me.
All right, Keyshawn, thank you very much. I'm just going to tell the folks at home, I talked to Keyshawn about the deactivation, about going to work at the studio, and he said it's a subject he didn't really want to talk about. Explain that to me, but he said he's looking forward to moving on, doing a good job in the broadcast booth, and looking forward to playing football next season.
All right, Keyshawn, get some sleep tonight. There's a production meeting tomorrow morning with the guys. You got to realize that. 12:24 remaining. Only a 7-yard shank punt by Kluwe. USC's got a big lead in the ball when we come back.
There are no gold medals for the 4x4 that masters Arctic snow. There are no championship games for fording muddy water. And there are no finish lines for the one that makes it over stacks of treacherous boulders. So why do we make sure every Jeep 4x4 is trail rated to such strict standards of capability? Perhaps the better question is, why doesn't everyone else? If it's not trail rated, it's not a Jeep 4x4.
Men don't like to shave. It hurts. What with the stinging, the redness, the pain. They'd rather do other things like light their shorts on fire or eat dirt. Easy, fellas. Nivea soothes the pain of shaving. Nivea for Men Aftershave Balm has moisturizers and vitamins to soothe and actually improve your skin. Hey, look at you. Now that wasn't so bad. Nivea for Men, more evolved skincare.
There's no way this guy's gonna make this kick. I mean, he hasn't made one over 45 all year. It's not a dome stadium. You've got the wind. Forget it. There's no way he makes his kick.
And the kick is up. He missed it!
What? How do you miss that? How do you miss that kick? There's no excuse for missing that. Please. I mean, the guy's got one job. Make kicks.
What a disappointing end.
My name's Jessie, by the way.
Hi.
Hi.
Pepsi and Lay's, official sponsors of the NFL.
What we don't have is a duck, or a deer, or a reptile to help you remember our name. What we do have is over $600 billion in assets. When it comes to your money, that seems infinitely more important. Insurance, loans, retirement. AIG. We know money.
Sunday.
What are you gonna do now?
This lawyer will break any law to help a client.
You don't have the right to conceal evidence.
Frisk me.
An all-new practice, ABC Sunday, 10/9 Central.
USC fans happy. They've got the sugar out. They've got a ways to go. They've got Almost 3 more quarters here and 4 more against Oregon State in 2 weeks, but the way they're playing right now is pretty sweet. I'll say that much for them. And Mike Williams has been the big part of it.
They talked about Mike Williams being a little bit thick. If he doesn't push himself away from the table, they'll just move him to tight end.
Yep. Leinart down the middle. Well, he pushes himself right through the secondary. Inside the 30, down to the 28. There goes 30 more yards. I said he might have 300 for the game. He might have 300 by halftime. He's got 173 yards receiving. We just are early in the second quarter.
It's zone. He's running by everybody. Nobody. London, number 9, is the middle linebacker. That's a 2-deep zone, and London is running from the middle linebacker spot to the deep middle. This is pitch and catch. He's 14 of 16.
10 straight completions.
And 12 of them have gone at Williams, and he's caught like 10 of them.
Here's a trap play. Reggie Bush. He gets down to the 20.
We were talking yesterday with Norm Chow, and Norm was, we always ask him about his offense, and then we ask him about the opposing defense, and he told us a little bit about it. And the bottom line, he says, is bottom line is you just got to do what you do.
Yep.
We got to run our offense.
Make them stop us.
Exactly. So we going out there and we're going to do what we do best, and we're going to spread the field. We're going to throw the ball down the field. And UCLA has not even come close to stopping it.
I just don't understand why more people don't use that approach instead of worrying so much about what the defense is showing you.
Talent.
Well, that's true. They got the talent to pull that off. I guess that might be the difference.
They've got the talent, and they've got 2 guys on the coaching staff that are better than most. They've got a defensive coordinator named Pete Carroll,
who's the head coach as well,
and they've got an offensive coordinator named Norm Chow. And those 2 guys alone run the offense and the defense, and they are probably better than 99% of the offensive and defensive systems in the country.
So Matt Leinart did 10 in a row, finally an incompletion, and it forces a rare 3rd down, 3rd and 3. Just a 2 tight end set, both split out here to the left side as it looked like Matt's changing things up. And back to throw, and lofts one through the hands of Gary Colbert again. Certainly catchable. When you consider Williams dropped one in the end zone, Colbert just dropped that one, and both of them maybe a little bit off, but appeared to at least been touched. Matt Leinart could be almost perfect.
Leinart didn't throw a pass last year. He is a redshirt sophomore who was a 3rd-string quarterback last year, got into about 3 or 4 games, never threw a pass, didn't know that he was going to be the starting guy this year until he fought through 3 or 4 other guys and won the job.
Ryan Killeen will try a 38-yard field goal as finally USC's offense stalls a little bit, and he just got it. So they tack on 3 more. I don't know if that's a moral victory of sorts for the UCLA defense, but finally they don't give up a touchdown. And that was awfully close. High up on the right upright. We'll take a look at it again from 38 yards away. Woo, that was close. We've got a 24-0 USC lead. We've got time for our Aflac trivia question. Lynn Swann's USC career high is 42 receptions in a single season. Which Trojan holds the single season reception record? All right, well, we'll get you that answer a little bit later on. Swanee, of course, made famous with the Steelers with number 88, but a lot of people don't realize he's number 22 here. And it's a good look. He's got the hair a little more than he has now. Swanee, enjoyed your story about 22. I asked you how come you didn't wear that when you got to the Steelers.
Well, it was kind of interesting, and that was a good haircut back in the day. When I came to the Steelers, I was 22 in the preseason, but they had just passed a rule in the National Football League that said you had to have a number according to position, as we watched the kickoff and UCLA trying to return it to get some good field position. But what happened was I had to switch to an 80 series number. And so after the last preseason game, I took off my 22 jersey. I gave it to the equipment manager, Tony Parisi, and he said to me, Swanee, what number do you want? I said, I don't care. Just give me a number. I tossed it to him. First game against the Baltimore Colts at Three River Stadium in 1974, hanging in my locker was number 88. I asked Tony why number 88. He said, well, you had double digits in 22. I said, you're a first-round pick for the Steelers. We're hoping you're going to be 4 times better than you were in college.
I like that, Tony.
So, first pass against the Colts was a touchdown, so we're off to a good start.
That's a great story. And another one, I'll just add it, not make Swanee have to add it, but John Stallworth's number in college was 22 as well.
Really?
So they both had to switch gears a little bit.
And he switched to 82, and when you think about great receivers, 82 comes to mind in John Stallworth.
That's for sure. Whether he was 4 times better, I don't know, but he had 4 pieces of jewelry with that team, so that's pretty good. Boy, what a hit put on Tyler Ebel as he got through the hole for about 5 yards and then almost had his upper torso taken off.
That was Udeze.
Kenichi is some kind of player. Rangy. Boy, what an engaging kid he is.
94 over here on the left side. Make sure the quarterback doesn't keep it right there. All right. Now I'm going to go down.
Stay with it.
Get a piece of this.
Right there.
Right
Boom.
There. Whoa.
That hurts.
What he worried what?
350.
350 at one of the camps. High school.
Another big hit. I tell you what, we're talking about him and he's making hits.
That's back to back.
Kenichi Udeze. What a great kid. We spent a lot of time with him yesterday. And he says, you know, I'd come to the camps. He said, I was this little short, fat kid, and I'd come to the Trojan football camps. And every year I got just a little bit taller, but he weighed 350. They finally said, there's a scholarship waiting for you if you can get yourself in shape. He now has 7% body fat, and he weighs 280 pounds. That short, fat kid is now a big kid, and he's a player. A really good player.
He's just a junior. He'll be back next year.
3rd down and 8. Olsen in trouble. Steps up, he's going to tuck it in, get what he can, and it isn't much. Only got about a yard, it's 4th down, and UCLA will have to give it up again. So we work our way down to 9.5 minutes remaining in the half. A half dominated by the Trojans in this 73rd matchup. The last punt by Kluwe only went 7 yards as he shanked it off the side of his foot. He needs more than that here. Carlson's the guy back deep waiting on it. See if they try to put pressure on it. And he does get a nice kick, at least better. Fieldable though, and Carlson takes it at the 49. Goes down to about the 42-yard line. So great field position for USC, as if they need it right now. With 9:03 remaining in the half, they lead 24-0.
And I don't even have that insurance.
What insurance, Santa?
The one that pays you cash if you're hurt and can't work.
Huh?
Aflac. Ask about it at work.
Can you just send out the toys? When love is all we
PT Cruiser. Total Quality Award winner 3 years running.
I love that fire grill, citrus thrill, flavor-filled. Chili's is the place for me.
Citrus Fire Chicken, Spicy Garlic Shrimp. Chili's Citrus Fire Chicken and Shrimp. Want more flavor?
Chili's.
His name's Bond. James Bond.
20 movies. 3 gift sets. Only 1 Bond. Own the entire DVD collection now.
Well, he's wearing number 3. That's where they were in the BCS standings when the day started. Now he's holding up 2 fingers. That's where they're going to be next week after Michigan beat Ohio State today, if they continue to do what they're doing right now. And that is putting it on UCLA, their crosstown rivals. 24-0. USC with a lead. 9 minutes and change remaining in the second quarter. Good field position at the 42. Quick pass. Complete to Kerry Colbert. First time Kerry has gotten his hands on one and held on to it. And, you know, we talk so much about Mike Williams. This guy's a heck of a receiver.
He really is. He's caught over 50 passes the last couple of years. In fact, he's probably a more complete receiver.
Uh-oh, Big Jake is hurt and angry about it as he just ripped his headgear off. He's the guy that has the job of trying to slow down Dave Ball or Matt Ball, depending on which side they play. And the senior out of Oxnard, who hasn't given up a sack in the last 24 games. Big 305-pounder. Another good one in the long line of left tackles at USC over decades, really.
You see that he's not happy about that.
No.
He's an offensive lineman that has a mean streak in him. And that's good to have. That's Torres, number 66, is taking his place.
Second and short. Dennis on a stretch play, and Herschel gets knocked down before he gets to the line of scrimmage. Going to bring up a third down. Haven't been a lot of third downs. Let's take a look at our Pacific Life game summary. It's Mike Williams and Mike Williams and Mike Williams. That time over Matt Clark, just climbed up over him. This time put a nice move on Matt Ware, the other corner, and scored part of a, what's he got, 173 yards receiving, 174 receiving on 10 catches.
It's not bad.
That's not bad.
For a quarter and a half.
Third down and short. Leinart wants to throw for it. Pump fakes. Now goes to Williams. Tipped away at the last moment. Keith Short got a hand on it. He had him open. Would have been another touchdown.
Well designed play and well executed by the quarterback. Leinart comes back and he's going to fake to away from him all along, knowing that he wants to go down the seam. He's trying to hold the safety away, and the corner gets back and just knocks it away. That's Short, number 3.
Good play. And now fourth down, USC going for it here. Fourth down, a long one. There's their season numbers. They're pretty good at it. And penalty markers blow this one dead. That's a spot where a field goal is about a mile away, about 50 yards.
False start, offense. 5-yard penalty, still fourth down.
Well, now they're going to probably have to throw for it if they decide to go on fourth down, or if they change their mind. Looks like the offense is staying out there. So Pete Carroll says, okay, we were going to go on fourth. Let's go on fourth.
Well, you know, their defense is pretty darn good, and UCLA hasn't done anything. They've had the ball 4 times, and they've had the punt all 4 times. So why not go for it?
They need to get down inside the 32-yard line. You see where they set up.
No, we can't take it.
Leinart to throw. Over the middle, got there the tight end. He isn't going to get there. UCLA does a nice job to bring him down. Justin London, the middle linebacker, makes the stop, and the Bruins will take over on offense. Oh, there's a penalty marker I did not see at the line of scrimmage.
Offside, defense.
Oh, boy.
5-yard penalty, still fourth down.
We'll go right back to fourth down again, and I guess they can use what they were planning on using the first time.
Those are the little mistakes that crop up. I mean, that's like a turnover. You gave the ball back. I mean, you were going to get the ball. The Bruins stopped them. They were going to get possession of the ball. Now you give it back to them with another chance to make a first down or score a touchdown.
Pete Carroll, the energetic head coach of the Trojans. Boy, this team has taken to him like a duck to water. And here on fourth down, Leinart again will throw for it. And he lofts. He's got a man wide open. Reggie Bush down the sideline out of the backfield. Boy, nobody got over there. They're lucky they got back on that lofted pass, or it could have been worse because he's got unbelievable speed.
Well, everybody's paying all the attention to these 3 guys lined up tight here, but outside here, here's Bush. He's just going to go straight down the sideline. He fakes to the, no, it's the, he swings out of the backfield, excuse me. Now that's well designed, because the cornerback comes in with the guy lined up on the outside, and Bush swung from the outside. I thought he lined up at wide receiver.
He does that at times. And now it's first and goal again. At the 6. Leinart again. End zone, not quite. Yes, he did get in. No, he didn't. Reggie got to about the 1-foot line. You could see the end zone coming, but he didn't quite get there. Chiller put a hit on him.
I'm very impressed Very impressed with USC offensively and defensively. They do everything well. Mack's going to circle out to our right side, give him the ball quickly, let him get, ruled his knee was down before he went in, but defensively and offensively, USC has got everything it takes.
Thought he had it, not quite. Look at the numbers for USC. 300 total yards already. We still have 7.5 minutes to go in the first half.
Well, they haven't come close to slowing them down.
We're going to hear what Larry Farina has to say about the conversation.
The runner was ruled down prior to crossing the goal line.
Well, that's what we assumed. So I guess they were talking over among themselves whether or not he was in the end zone.
Watch his knee. Watch his knee. Is the ball over?
There's elbows already down.
There's the
ball's behind the line.
The ball is behind the line, so it was a good call.
So they've got it down, 2nd down and goal, and you know how close it is. Reggie Bush stays in there. He's the guy that's gotten them down close. He's the single setback. And he's the man. Airborne, fumble, and UCLA's got it. Coming out of the pile, Jared Page.
Fumbled again, didn't he?
And Chiller's the guy that made the big hit. Got fumbled again, and Ware picked it up. Crazy play. Well, the freshman thought he'd go airborne, but the linebacker for UCLA had a different idea.
Yeah, I've seen some tape where he's gone airborne before, and he's gotten into trouble. He's a true freshman. Look at the way he held out his hand and the ball out there. That stuff may have worked in high school, but even against the team that you're dominating and have scored 24 points against, this defense is not going to let you do that.
He took a hit, and now UCLA's got it back. Let's see if they can do something with a turnover. Only about a yard for Maurice Drew. Dallas Sartz made the tackle. Our aerial coverage today courtesy of Goodyear and its fleet of airships, which remind you to take all of life's journeys on the wings of Goodyear. Captain John Creighton and the gang up there. Captain, good to have you with us. Beautiful day to fly. Beautiful day for a football game. UCLA fans probably not thinking that right now, because while the skies are blue and there's a lot of blue and gold over there, at least in the left end zone as we view it, it's the guys in the other jerseys that are having a big day, and the ball is loose again. Fumble in the end zone. USC still trying to cover it. They will. Kenichi's got it. Touchdown. Kenichi Odeze's the last guy in the line. Trojans score again. He winked at me yesterday and said, maybe I'll get 3 sacks for you. I said, well, do something special. He just did. Ronald Nunn's the guy that came in that put the hat and the hit on Olsen. The ball came out, and after a scramble by both teams, Udeze with a touchdown. Blocked extra point. Still alive. UCLA might get something out of this. Going the other way, Matt Clark's got a chance for 2. Down the sideline he goes. I don't think they're going to get him. It's going to be a 2-pointer for UCLA. What a crazy minute of football that was.
Just a couple of minutes ago, USC was about to score. The pass was in the end zone, or was it not? And then it turned it around.
Blocked extra point and going about 90-some yards the other way was Matt Clark. So it looked like it was going to be 31-0. This was the play where the Trojans scored. 2 points later the other way, it's 30-2.
What do people see in the new Chrysler Pacifica?
I see a woman who knows how to relax.
I see a man who knows where he's going in the world.
I see a painter, a parent, an individual.
I see a mom and a dad who are completely behind their kids.
Introducing the Chrysler Pacifica, well beyond the SUV.
For our lowest rate on a great car, go thrifty.com.
Just a little love. Think of your fellow man. Lend them a helping hand. Put a little love in your heart. Put a little love, and the world will be a better place. And the world will be so beautiful now for you and me. You just wait.
For our lowest rate on a great car, go thrifty.com.
Look who's trying to carve his place as the man of the house.
The girls are scamming us, Kate.
What did you just call me?
A new 8 Simple Rules, ABC Tuesday, 8/7 Central.
Back at the Coliseum with Bob Greasy and Lynn Swan, Brad Nessler. We just saw a wacky minute of football there. And when all the smoke cleared, it's 30-2 USC. Ryan Killeen's kick goes down to the 2 to Ebel. Tyler bringing it the other way. Across the 25 out to about the 28-yard line. ABC Sports presentation of college football brought to you by Chrysler, the most respected, honored, and heroic 4x4s out there. Only in a Jeep 4x4. Pacific Life, offering insurance, annuities, and investments. And Lay's and Pepsi. It's not whether you win or lose, it's how you watch the game. Lynn Swan honored over in the Heritage Building. Swanee has got his picture up there with all the great receivers.
He's over there.
He's over there. He's over there in a lot of areas. Painted on a wall. He's all over the place. Olsen back to throw. Feeling some pressure. Hit from behind. Got rid of it, though. Throw it into double coverage. Incomplete. Intended for Junior Taylor.
Wasn't that unusual for just what we just saw, the plays and all those other plays, but to see UCLA score and then get the ball and they get the USC at the kickoff to it. How often do you see a team score and then they get the other team to kick off?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Here's the block. Boschetti is the guy that got the kick.
Right in the middle, 75.
And then does a nice job
Tackle the guy.
It happened actually to USC a year ago. Terrence Newman, who was the #1 draft choice in the NFL, the cornerback for Kansas State, did it. Big hit put on by Darnell Bing. Bing wearing a familiar number. That one was Mike Garrett's jersey. And Mike, the athletic director, said it was pretty cool with him if Darnell could wear that jersey because, as you can see, it's up there in the end zone along with 4 others.
I mean, all I had to do was win a Heisman Trophy, and
that's it, man.
And 22 would have been up there. I got to talk to John Capoletti about that.
You do. 3rd down and 9. Play action. Olsen in trouble. Udeze had a hold of him, and now he goes down. It's going to be Frosty Rucker who got him. It was Kenichi Udeze who forced the play, and then he got help from his other defensive end buddy. 3rd sack of the ball game.
UCLA has done nothing on offense. That just speaks to how good this defense is.
Yep.
Especially when you get way ahead and you know the other team's got to put the ball on.
Most sacks allowed in the Pac-10 and 3 more today. Add that to the fact that the Trojans came in with 36. They have 39 now. Kluwe to punt. Hangs it up. Carlson waiting. Late fair catch, but he did get it called at about the 41-yard line. With 4 minutes, 55 seconds remaining in the half. Trojans with a big lead.
In 1868, an American tradition was beginning, and Pacific Life was founded, both built on principles of persistence, performance, and strength. 135 years later, those beliefs still guide Pacific Life. It's how we help so many businesses and individuals reach their financial goals. For insurance, annuities, and investments, rely on the strength of Pacific Life, proud sponsor of the Pacific Life Holiday Bowl.
On a first down, blitz on Leinart going down the middle, and this time he's got it to Kerry Colbert, and he holds on. Big hit, but another gain of 21 yards.
You know, he's throwing to Colbert, he's throwing to Williams, but you know, it's very impressive, Matt Leinart, what he's doing here. This is the first year he's played. He's throwing the ball to the right, he's throwing left. Every ball is right there where it's catchable by these receivers.
You talked about his accuracy, and even when he's feeling pressure, and he had some here, right on the money.
Right in between three white shirts.
18 of 23 for Matt for 268 yards. Throwing again. This one tipped and almost picked off. Williams on a quick slant. And Mike got one hand on that, and that was it. Next Saturday, we got a great lineup of Thanksgiving weekend college football for you. 10 a.m. Pacific. Most of you will see either Georgia Tech or Virginia Tech in Virginia. Then at 5 Pacific, you'll see Notre Dame take on Stanford or Miami-Pittsburgh. Check your local listings for the games in your area, or get ESPN Game Plan and watch the game of your choice. And the pass distribution, he's getting everybody involved, well, especially the wide receivers.
Yeah, where you like to throw it. A quarterback likes to throw it to his wide receivers because you get some big plays.
And there it is, his biggest receiver. Another completion down inside the 30 to Mike Williams. Matt Ware made the tackle. Those guys are inching closer and closer to being a 200-yard hookup for a half between quarterback and receiver. They're up about 180 some yards between them.
Passing, USC has got 275 yards, rushing 51 yards in the first half. So they've done it mainly through the air.
Third down. They haven't had too many third downs, but 3rd and 3. And 3 wideouts in there. Steve Smith, Kerry Colbert, and Mike Williams. With Williams, the big fella, in the slot right there on the left side of your screen. They'll run a draw play instead, and Herschel Dennis has a big opening. As Bob said, they can do it on the ground or in the air, and every time you think, okay, they're going to throw, they sneak one of those guys past you. Pick up a 12, first down. Penalty marker at the end of the play as well. 11th time today, if this play stands, that USC has had a play of 10 or more yards. They came in with 16 plays on the season of 40 plus.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Dead ball, personal foul on the offense. Dead ball, personal foul on the defense. The penalty's offset. Result of the play, first down.
All right, so that one offsetting penalties, personal fouls each way. Here's a look at Steve Sarkisian, the former BYU quarterback who was quarterback for Lavelle Edwards and Norm Chow, of course, the offensive coordinator for so many years up there. And this is a kid they really think is going to be a good coach. He already off to a good start, one of the young guys on the USC staff.
A lot of young guys on that staff. There's 4 guys under 30.
First down, Trojans already with a big lead. Here's the stretch play. That one almost broke open for Herschel Dennis. He got tripped up as he got through the line, and he still got down to about the 11-yard line. Down to 3 minutes remaining in the half. If you just joined us, it's been a huge day for Matt Leinart and Mike Williams as they have hooked up to the tune of 181 yards on 11 completions to his big wide receiver.
And he's made it look easy. I mean, he throws such a soft ball. It's a nice spiral. And it's right on target most all the time.
Saw the great numbers from Matt Leinart in the red zone this year with 16 touchdowns. He's in that red zone again, but they'll keep it on the ground. And this one, no gain, really. Bring up a 3rd down and at least 4. Dennis dragged down by Jared Page. So now on 3rd down, we'll see if Leinart does go to the end zone again to add to his already seasoned statistics that are impressive. There you see Sarkisian sent it into plays. And the big 6'5" left-hander steps into the huddle. Williams has caught 3 already today on 3rd down. It's 3rd and 5. And Big Mike's in the slot again on the right side, which is the left of your screen.
It's wide open over there in the slot.
3rd down and 5. Leinert's going to come the other way, though. Comes back to Steve Smith, and Smith actually lost yardage. So they thought they had something working out in the left flat, and it ended up being about a 3-yard loss. Coming up on the Capital One halftime show, John Terry and Craig will have highlights and analysis from around the country. They'll talk about Michigan's win over Ohio State and a lot more. Keep you posted on all the scores of the game still going on, and they'll have some things I'm sure to say about this one. So that's a minute 25 seconds away. Ryan Killeen's already hit a 38-yard field goal. He'll try this one from 32. This would be his 18th successful field goal of the year if he hits it, and he does. So tack on 3 more for the Trojans. A minute and 14 remaining in the first half. All USC over UCLA, 33-2.
Got prices?
So no matter what they say, we're not buying yet.
Right. What's running through your veins?
Ice water.
Right. Can't face it.
So with Circuit City's Price Match Plus, you're covered on price.
We'll take it.
Go ahead, take it. If you find a lower price within 30 days of purchase, we'll give you back 110% of the price difference. Circuit City, we're with you.
Nice game face.
You didn't even see it coming.
At BASF, we don't make the mattress, we make it softer. We don't make the boots, we make them drier. We don't make the house, we make it livelier. We don't make the snowboard, we make it stronger. At BASF, we don't make a lot of the products you buy. We make a lot of the products you buy better. BASF.
That's Ryan Killeen, who just hit a 32-yard field goal, his second of the day, capped a 43-yard scoring drive again. All the drives right in that 2.5 to 3.5 minute range today, as has been the case most of the season for USC. The kick a couple yards deep. Tyler Bell won't bring this one out. Time now for our Jeep rushing playbook, Robert.
All right, you hear us talk about draw plays all the time. Draw plays. What's a draw play? Let's go ahead and start this play. Watch the quarterback. He's going to drop back like a pass play. Now see, he drops back. Now watch the linebacker. See this linebacker, and this is a linebacker. They're going to drop out of there. Watch it. See, they drop out of there. Now he hands it to him, and there is a huge hole in here because the linebackers dropped out, and they called a draw play. So a draw play is a fake pass and a run.
Almost a face mask on that one. The end of the run, a good one by Maurice Drew. Frosty Rucker got down there to make the hit. He took one in the helmet. Somebody almost grabbed his face mask on that run. And UCLA has run 23 plays, but they only have 39 yards to show for it. That is what you call tough sledding. And we knew this defense of USC's was good, but they're playing even better than we expected.
You know what's tough sledding is for Carl Dorrell to be in the same town with USC and Pete Carroll.
Yep.
He's 3 years behind, 2 years behind where Pete was.
And it's going to take some time to catch up. And as Bob said earlier, when we talked to Carl, he's taken some heat about being a very laid-back coach. He's pretty reserved. He's not as animated on the sideline as somebody like a Pete Carroll. He says, you know what, that's Pete's deal.
That's Pete's way.
That's Pete's way, and I have my way, and I've coached this way forever, and it's the way I played as well. And people are going to have to accept that and accept the fact that this is going to take some time to build the foundation. And, you know, give the guy some time. He's only been coaching 11 games, for crying out loud.
This rivalry is different. It's not Washington State, or Cal and Stanford, or Arizona and Arizona State. This is an inner city.
Yep. This is 15 minutes apart.
15 minutes apart, and you know, whatever the other guys over there are doing, especially with Pete, now he's got this program rolling. But his first year at USC, they were 6-6.
So about the same boat that Carl's in right now.
Exactly.
26 seconds remaining. Timeouts taken here. We asked the Aflac trivia question earlier. Which Trojan holds a single season reception record? Any guesses, Swanee?
Well, I'm standing on the sideline. I see Keyshawn over there. So I'm saying it's Keyshawn. I know he caught 102 in one season.
Grease?
I'd say Keyshawn.
I'll say, I don't know, Kareem Kelly. I don't know. Let's get an answer. We're going to get a video answer. Keyshawn Johnson down the middle and's got it. So Keyshawn here today.
There he is.
Tomorrow on the.
I almost said Johnny Morton, but I think that was a single game. Yeah.
I think career reception leader was probably Kareem Kelly. He graduated last year.
Yeah.
So Keyshawn, looking on, his alma mater is in fine shape. He had 168 career catches. Kareem Kelly had 204, something like that.
Hey, Bob and Brad, my career numbers at USC, I think, in 3 years as a starting wide receiver, I caught like 94 passes. That means Keyshawn passed me up in one season.
And Swanee, not only with the catches there, but he catches and passes. And now he is the leader.
No, I had Johnny Morton. See, I had Johnny Morton. I told you that he was a single game.
Yeah.
So I ought to get another one for that and tie
I don't know now.
Tie you at 6.
Yeah, that
going for bonus points.
Yeah, bonus. That's a bonus
extra
points.
credit work we got going on.
Yeah.
Now. Pass incomplete down the middle.
Well, then I should get an extra bonus point for knowing that John L. Smith's middle name is Llewellyn.
We're not even going there now. Leinart finally got hit. Dave Ball got him.
We're not sure about that.
Yeah, we don't have any
Our
verification.
sources tell us otherwise.
So Matt Leinart has been untouched all day until this last pass. And it was Dave Ball who gave him one right in the ribs.
And that's what he's been doing all year long.
At the 38-yard line, final couple of plays of the half. Herschel Dennis out to the 43. And that will bring the first half to a close. Boy, can't look much better than USC has looked. The only blemish on the whole thing right now is they had an extra point block that UCLA took in for its only 2 points of the first half. At the break, it's 33-2. Here's Swanee.
Coach, 33-2. You're having your way with UCLA. Are you surprised that they haven't done something a little bit different to try and contain your passing game?
I don't know. They got to do what they got to do. I'm more concerned about what we're doing, Lynn. We're having some real nice opportunities, and Matt's hitting them, and all the guys are making their plays right now. I'm real pleased with our protection, so we got a shot at keeping it going.
The only negative, if you will, a couple of guys are getting nicked up here in the first half. How long will you keep your starting unit in this ball game in second half if you continue to dominate?
Well, I don't have a set formula for that. We play the game and then we figure it out as we go. But a lot of guys will play today if we can keep it going.
We can expect to see Williams continue if they cover him the same way. More passes coming in.
We'll just do what's there. You know, we're taking what our game plan is giving us right now. It looks real good. You know, we're not gonna change anything right now. We've got a lot of playing left.
Okay. You know, thank you, Coach.
Okay.
You know, at USC, they kind of follow the John Wooden philosophy. Execute, do what you do well, and don't worry about what the other team does.
Right now, UCLA is the team that's worrying because USC has dominated the first half 33-2 from the Coliseum in Los Angeles. Let's head back to the other coast. Let's go to Times Square Stadium in New York. John, Terry, and Craig with an update on Ohio State, Michigan, and a lot more. Fellas.
All right, guys, thanks a lot. The big story of the week in the BCS was, of course, Oklahoma still number 1, but Ohio State and USC flip-flop the Buckeyes up to number 2. And could they beat Michigan and have a chance to defend their national championship? The Wolverines say, you haven't beaten us 3 years in a row since way back in the early 60s. John Navarre, 23 yards to Braylon Edwards.
Well, you know, it was John Navarre who had to come in here. Lots of pressure on him. He had to perform, and he did it against Ohio State.
And that's what opened up the running back. Chris Perry here is opened up the running game because on first down, they were throwing the football.
Perry, 31 carries, 154 yards. Ohio State stays in it, though. Lydell Ross from 2 yards out gets them to within a touchdown. But then too much Chris Perry, 15 yards on this run, his second touchdown of the game. And in the locker room after the game, everything was coming up roses.
Let me congratulate you on your championship, number 1. Number 2, we'd like to invite you to the Rose Bowl. So it's subject to the final ratings, but we're going to have you in Pasadena on January 1st, 2004.
Thanks, Mike.
Subject to the final ratings, because there is a caveat to this. Just imagine if the teams above them were to lose and they are the worthy two-loss team, they could find themselves in the Sugar Bowl.
They'll jump over Texas, and that's exactly what needs to happen. Ohio State's already lost, so they're down to 2 losses. LSU and USC, should they lose, Michigan with 2 losses jumps up above Texas, and I think they do it, and then therefore they're in playing for the national championship.
That's why you got to play this season out. It's not over yet. There's a lot of big games left to play. Don't forget LSU. They're still in this thing. They've got Arkansas. They've got Ole Miss today. And if they have that and win the conference championship,
I just said they were losing, though, and Michigan was going there.
Does that mean they have to take those roses out and put a little teaspoons of sugar in? Here's who's been invited to the BCS thus far. Florida State once again out of the ACC, Michigan out of the Big Ten, and Big East, Big 12, Pac-10, SEC, 2 at large, still waiting. We'll continue after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
Hey, man, hey, call me right back. All right, thanks.
Do your music ringtones sound this real? Download Singular Supertones instantly and easily from our huge library of great songs. Supertones, another way Singular fits you best.
PT Cruiser. Total Quality Award winner 3 years running.
They set up in the eye on this, the last play of the game. And here's the snap. Hand off to the tailback. Peterson tries the right side. Wow, what a hit. But he stays on his feet, and he's broken to the outside, and it's wide open. Touchdown. Give him a touchdown.
Hi, Tom. I know it's your first day, but we could really use your help.
You got it.
Thanks. We're just in a bit of a jam. All this has to get out today.
Yeah, I don't do shipping.
Oh, no. It's very easy. We use FedEx.com. Anybody can do it.
You don't understand. I have an MBA.
Oh, you have an MBA. In that case, I'll have to show you how to do it.
FedEx.com makes shipping so fast and easy, even an MBA can do it. Relax, it's FedEx.
You're watching ABC.
Guys, let him depart. We have no stomach for this fight. But we shall be remembered. We few.
We happy few. We band of brothers.
We band of sparrows.
Get what you need from the internet faster. Get SBC Yahoo DSL for just $26.95 a month when you sign up online. And you could win a trip to the Nokia Sugar Bowl. One more way, we bring it all home.
Monica Woods on News 10 Good Morning.
The Valvoline Halftime Show, brought to you by Valvoline's Max Life, who reminds you at 75,000 miles, it's time to switch to Max Life. From Times Square, New York, John Saunders and Terry Bowden.
Nighttime in New York City in Times Square Stadium, and the Capital One Halftime Show. John Saunders, Terry Bowden, and Craig James. A lot on the line all around the country, and in the SEC, Georgia knew this much. They could be in the driver's seat to get to the championship game if they could continue to win, and it'd have to start against Kentucky today. Michael Cooper takes off 10 yards.
Hey, this ground game was in control today. They did kick 3 field goals, which you don't like to see, but bottom line, Georgia's taking care of business on the ground.
That's right. They haven't had a ground game all year, been inconsistent. Michael Cooper comes back, gives them a runner, but that opens up for David Green also to throw the ball better.
Powell with that touchdown there. Vanderbilt's against Tennessee. And the balls are ready. Casey Clausen goes 39 yards to Chris Hannon.
How about this? Everybody's talking in the country about everybody except for Tennessee and the Vols. But Bill Fulmer's team has done a heck of a job of not being forgotten.
Rutgers against Miami. Larry Coker's squad not in the national championship hunt, but in the hunt for the Big East title. Ryan Hart gets picked off by Sean Taylor, who returns it 44 yards.
That's his third one for a touchdown this year. That's his third. A great job. The defense has been strong all year for Miami.
Pittsburgh against Temple. Rod Rutherford, 7 yards to, guess who? Larry Fitzgerald. That's 17 consecutive games with at least one touchdown catch as he extends his NCAA record and hooks up with another one here.
He's a sophomore man. A sophomore man deserves a little Heisman mention, too.
He absolutely deserves it. 30-16. West Virginia and Syracuse. Rasheed Marshall, 67 yards to Chris Henry.
That's the sixth straight win for West Virginia. They beat their head-to-head with Pitt. I think they should be the Big East champions if they go on and win the rest of their games.
Now, that wouldn't matter the fact that you actually played for West Virginia at one point, would it?
Go Mountaineers.
I kind of looked it up, John. I'm not sure how much he played over there. Minimal playing time there for my partner.
Special teams and fourth down, take the knee situations. The Capital One Halftime Show continues with more in a moment.
The ball player.
The Capital One Mascot Island Challenge.
Up next, tribes surfing a giant tsunami in shark-infested waters while wearing an embarrassingly skimpy bathing suit competition. These guys make it look so easy. Wow.
Cast your vote for the National Mascot of the Year at CapitalOneBowl.com. Tune in the Capital One Bowl to see who wins.
Men don't like to shave. They'd rather light their shorts on fire or eat dirt. Easy, fellas. Nivea soothes the pain of shaving. With moisturizers and vitamins, Nivea for Men Aftershave Balm soothes and improves. Nivea for Men, more evolved skincare.
For our lowest rate on a great car, go thrifty.com.
Set in the dynamic, diverse city of Los Angeles, UCLA is where dreams are realized, ideas are born, and obstacles are overcome. Every day, our faculty and students raise the bar for research and results. Every day, our community extends beyond campus. Every day, the competition feels the heat of Bruin athletics. A sun-drenched campus buzzing with an energy all its own. UCLA. Experience excellence every day.
The Pac-10 Education Initiative is a focused effort to assist teachers in improving elementary and middle school test scores. At the heart of the initiative is a learning program called Kids College, and it uses Pac-10 sports activities for boys and girls to teach math and language skills. Kids College makes learning fun. Log on now to learn more. The Pac-10, the Conference of Champions.
And welcome back to Times Square Stadium. John Saunders, Terry Bowden, and Craig James. We've already shown you that Michigan has taken care of Ohio State, so the Buckeyes are out of the national championship hunt, and everybody figures who's going to face number 1 Oklahoma. But the Sooners have to come up with a couple more wins as well, including today against Texas Tech, and then in the Big 12 championship game, well, Jason White would make it look easy. Think he has enough time here?
Man, what's going on with the pass rush? They're trying to bring 5 red jerseys. Nobody gets there, and that's pitch and catch for Jason White.
I tell you, B.J. Simmons may be the leading passer, but the leading pass efficiency quarterback is right there, Jason White. He never misses.
Mark Clayton on that reception. Travis Wilson on the first one. He has 3 touchdown passes. 35-10 is the lead. The good news for B.J. Simmons is he set an NCAA single-season passing record for yards. The bad news is, take a look at the rest of the stats.
Yeah, 4 interceptions. Really, it's awful. Oklahoma, their best pass rush team, more sacks this year anytime in school history. He has no time to throw.
It's a stat game for the OU wide receivers.
USC knew Ohio State had already lost, so they knew Pete Carroll says, guys, If we win the rest of the way, we're likely headed to the Sugar Bowl to play for the national championship. Matt Leinart, if you throw it up anywhere near Mike Williams, will he catch it?
And it's UCLA they're playing against. You'd think UCLA has some athletes over there to try to challenge him somewhat, but hey, USC didn't want to just win this game. They wanted to win, as they said, 65-0 to send a message that they're the best team. Don't drop us any further.
The USC doing it with a great offense against the second best defense in the conference, and they're the leading rushing team. They do everything well at USC.
UCLA got their 2 points after USC missed the extra point and got run back for the 2. That's the only offense they have. Ole Miss, unbeaten in the SEC and looking for a chance to get to the championship game. Matt Mock of LSU picked off by Travis Johnson, 6 yards on the touchdown return, 7-0. But after that, it was all Matt Mock and LSU.
Yeah, you know what? TCU's gone, so Cinderella now is Ole Miss, and we'll see if they can hang on here. Eli Manning has his work cut out against LSU's defense. I'm telling you, that's a very good football team.
Yeah, LSU's way too strong. Ole Miss has not scored an offensive touchdown. That's an interception there. If they get 7 points on offense in the second half, they'll be lucky.
USC is going to beat UCLA. They're clobbering them today. Then they have Oregon State. If they win that game, most people think that they're going to be the team in the Sugar Bowl. But you see a scenario where LSU might slip past them.
There you go again, making me be the bad guy. Absolutely. You might be mad at me. Hey, it's like this. LSU has a schedule that's conducive for them going on to play for the national championship. If they win this game here on the road against Eli Manning's Ole Miss Rebels, then they go beat Arkansas, and then they go on to the SEC championship game and win that one. Why not? I mean, we're talking about strength of schedule, and that's what everybody has to have to be able to get to the game, and they've certainly done it.
And if Georgia wins the SEC East, they give them a team that's a quality win. If they beat Georgia, that's huge for them. And if you look at their team, they've got the talent to play with Oklahoma.
I could also give you a scenario where Michigan jumps up and gets there too, but we'll leave that alone.
Yeah, just about. TCU might be playing for the national championship by the end of the day today, despite losing this week. Iowa against Wisconsin. Anthony Davis has 2 touchdown runs. They're up 21-17.
Yeah, Wisconsin, this is a battle for a good bowl position by both of these teams.
Yeah, Iowa's got to be more physical on the quarterback position. Don't let them throw the ball. They had a great throwing game last week.
Maryland and NC State. State has the lead. Maryland started this season with a big-time struggle, but what a finish.
Yeah, and I know you don't like Scott McBride, the quarterback at Maryland, John, but you know, this is a quarterback that he's done okay in this game so far. Phillip Rivers will get hot before it's over.
Yeah, Phillip Rivers is the best quarterback on the field. I think probably the best quarterback in the country. Phillip Rivers will win this in the second half.
And Virginia Tech has stumbled on hard times. 24-17 is the score at half. The Bryan family, we love your son. We'll continue with more of the Capital One Halftime Show in a moment.
On an uncharted island, 12 fierce competitors have gathered for
the Capital One Mascot Island Challenge.
We've separated America's favorite mascots into the polyester and wool blend tribes. First event, Iron Mascot Marathon.
Cast your vote for the National Mascot of the Year at CapitalOneBowl.com. Tune in the Capital One Bowl to see who wins.
Take my hand and come with me because you look so fine that I really want to make you mine. I say you look so fine that I really want to make you mine. 4, 5, 6, come on and get your kicks. Now you don't need the money when you look like that, do you, honey?
The Capital One Halftime Show, brought to you by Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Tuesday, it's a blue like you've never seen before.
Touch that gun, you're dead!
An explosive new episode.
This comes from higher up. I've hit the wall.
It'll leave you begging for more.
I'm your new neighbor. I guess I was your
husband.
You're not gonna hurt him, right?
An all-new blue ABC Tuesday, 10/9 Central. Viewer discretion advised.
I'm Jimmy Kimmel. My cousin Sal's going to pick the winner of this Monday night's game between the Bucs and Giants.
Tell you, Monday night, Thanksgiving, Keyshawn Johnson's going to gobble up the Giants.
We tape these picks before the season started. Back to you guys. Watch Jimmy Kimmel Live Monday night. Or don't, whatever.
Keyshawn hoping he's a winner, but a winner today is USC Trojans taking on UCLA. And next Friday, Keyshawn and everyone can join us for a Thanksgiving special Friday at noon. Nebraska facing Colorado. At 3:30, it's Texas and Texas A&M. Then on Saturday on ABC, we have games at 1 and 8. Check local listings for the game available in your area. The second half after these messages and a word from our ABC station.
This Heisman memory is presented by Suzuki Motorcycles. In 1998, Texas' Ricky Williams became the second Longhorn ever to win the Heisman Trophy. On November 27th, Williams set the record for the most career rushing yards, breaking the previous mark held by Pittsburgh's Tony Dorsett 22 years earlier.
60 yards and the record is his.
If the only obstacles you ever encounter are speed bumps, if you've never used mud as toothpaste, if the only thing you ever shred is cheese, get out of the way. Everybody's talking up the Quadrunner Vincent 500 from Suzuki. And now that a brand new Vincent with a manual transmission has arrived, who knows when they'll stop. The Suzuki Vincent. Get out of the way.
Dave.
Brian. Are these your consultants?
They're providing an ongoing assessment.
We're on a standardized Dell Linux solution. PowerEdge servers, Intel Xeon processors.
What about assessment? Validation? Deployment?
Dell's services are proven and scalable end-to-end. They're customer-centric.
We're more contractually inseparable.
Manage your enterprise for less with the flexibility of Dell products and services. Call or go online today.
Sunday, Sydney Bristow's been locked away. Now 3 enemies must join forces. Let me help. In a daring rescue mission, an all-new alias, then.
What are you gonna do now?
This lawyer will break any law to help a client.
You don't have the right to conceal evidence.
Frisk me. An all-new practice after an all-new alias. ABC Sunday starting 9/8 Central.
With a power rear door and an elegant interior, the Lexus RX is luxury at your fingertips. See your Roseville, Modesto, and Sacramento Lexus dealer.
At Les Schwab Tire Centers, you get more than great buys on tires. Quality, service, selection, and value. At Les Schwab, we want to earn your business.
Chevy, Tahoe, and Suburban, a matter of fact. Fact, Suburban is J.D. Power and Associates' highest-ranked full-size SUV in initial quality. Fact, Tahoe is the best-selling large SUV 2 years running. And how about this for giving it to you straight? For a limited time, combine cash back with a $500 auto show bonus for a total of $3,000 cash back on a 2004 Chevy Tahoe or Suburban. See your local Chevy dealer.
Hi, I'm Mike Bibby. Watch the Kings on News 10.
Halftime at the Coliseum, number 3, USC, looking to move to number 2 and doing it in fine fashion, 33-2. Welcome back, everybody. Brad Nessler, Bob Greasy, Lynn Swan. You know, with Keith and Fauci going over the mountain to do Ohio State, Michigan, the 3 of us had a chance to come out here and see this team in person. I think we were all believers when we were coming out here. I'm a believer now after watching.
I've done a lot of these games. You know, I've been doing this with ABC for 17 years, and I did a lot of these games with Keith. I think this is the best USC team that I've seen in all those years.
This is the 3rd time I've done this series of the 73 times they've gotten together. I don't know if we've ever seen a number 1 who was a bigger number 1.
Well, he's got all the moves. He's got the fade, using his height and his strength. and he's got the intelligence to find when he's open and just stay in that area, and then the quickness to drive the defensive back off and break to the outside, the open area.
Huge first half for Mike Williams, the current wide receiver great for the Trojans. Let's go to our ex-wide receiver Trojan great, our buddy Lynn Swan.
Oh, thank you, Brad. You know, the years I played, the UCLA-USC rivalry, the teams were more evenly matched than they are right now, and Carl Durrell has a big job in building UCLA's team. He said in this first half his team had some opportunities to make some plays, just did not capitalize on them. What he did during halftime and what he wants to do in the second half is keep his team in the ball game. He's encouraged them. He wants them to come out and fight. And we all understand what Carl Durrell is really doing is not just trying to stay in a ball game today, but build an attitude for the future for UCLA when they have to play this team next year.
Yep, no doubt about it. And it's a tough learning process right now because the guys that are on this field, the seniors for UCLA, unless there's a drastic turnaround in the second half, and USC doesn't lose much when they're up by halftime. Unless there's a drastic turnaround, the UCLA seniors are never going to have the opportunity to beat their crosstown rivals. Our Pacific Life game summary. Statistically, let's take a look, and it's going to look lopsided, that's for sure.
It's not pretty. 36 total yards for UCLA, 346. The first downs, look at the first downs, 17-2. 1 rushing yard for UCLA.
And you know, 28 of those total yards came on 1 pass play.
Yeah.
That doesn't leave much left over for the other.
But it's like Swanee
24.
said, you just come out here and you build some character. You find out which of these Bruin players are trying and giving their best and trying to get better.
Olsen back to throw on the first play of the third, and he's going to get dropped down. And it's going to be Kenichi Odeze, who had a big first half and got himself a sack there. Offensive leaders, and it's hard to find any yardage, of course. Maurice Drew is that 28-yard pass play that we talked about that was the majority of their 35 yards total.
Olsen was 3 of 8 passing, and you know, it's not pretty.
Dead ball, personal foul on the offense. Half the distance to the goal, second down.
And that won't help. So they walk it off. This one's going to go back inside the 10, down to about the 8-yard line.
UCLA had 7 possessions in the first half. They punted on 6 of those possessions, and they fumbled on the other one. So not much good. This is a very good defense, as we mentioned, starting out the ball game that they're going up against.
Draw play to Tyler Ebell. He's hit immediately and dropped. Maybe got a yard. Will Poole came up from the secondary along with Mike Patterson on that front wall. We were talking with Pete Carroll yesterday, and you talk about Sean Cody, Kenichi Odeze, they get a lot of the publicity. He said, yeah, I tell you guys, watch number 99 in the middle, Mike Patterson. And Mike had the first big hit of the ball game, remember, back in the first quarter. He just came up with that tackle. 6-footer, 285, compact and strong.
Well, Patterson, Cody, Udeze, and the defensive end that's out today, Nizel, those 4 make up one of the best in the country.
Out of the shotgun, whistles blow as Olsen goes back to throw, and they blew it dead before it ever got going.
Dead ball foul, the live game. Offense.
Boy, it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. They're going to be inside their own 5. Going to walk it off from the 9 down to close to the 4. And there's Drew Olsen. Drew, one of the sophomore quarterbacks. He and Matt Moore have traded off and on this year, quarterback.
That's one of the good things about this. A lot of these guys, most of the starters on offense will be back. Kazarian, the tight end, will graduate, but most of the starters will be back.
Olsen from his own end zone throws complete across the 10 to the 11 to Craig Bragg. Nope, they're going to say incomplete. Did he trap it? Yes, he did. So punting time, and not a good place to punt from either. Kluwe's had his moments today when the punts haven't been the greatest, and now he's going to find himself snaring the snap right under his own goalpost.
Yeah, and UCLA this year have had 4 punts returned for touchdowns, and USC should get this ball inside the 50-yard line.
One of his better punts of the day, but it is going to be fielded at the 44 by Carlson, and he fights his way almost to the 34. So great field position for USC to open up their third quarter offensively. Our Pontiac USC drive summary. This is like getting in the
This is what you want to be associated with if you're an offensive player right here.
This is the HOV lane for the drive summaries.
Yeah.
Touchdown, 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 field goal. They did fumble one, and that was at about the 1 foot line.
You got 6 possessions, you score on 5 of them, and the one you fumbled on, you should have scored on that one too.
Mike Williams not in there right now. Leinert back to throw. Quick toss is incomplete. There's a guy that really doesn't have much to do today, but he does have his helmet on. Tom Malone. He would be the nation's leading punter. The problem is his offense is so good he doesn't have enough punts to qualify, and it isn't going to happen for him, I don't think, this year, because the way we figured it out, you need about 3.6 punts a game. So he had to make up 3.6 today plus the 3 he's down in the national standings, and then he has to hit 3.6 more next week or 2 weeks from now against Oregon State. He needs about 11 or 12 more punts to qualify as the punting leader. There's no way he's going to get it the way their offense is playing.
He's averaging 49.2 yards per punt. And as you just mentioned, he's 3 shy coming into the day. He hasn't punted yet today.
Well, boys, his leg is fresh.
Yeah.
Every time he gets
no
in,
doubt.
it's so unused. It's like, hey, I'm all the way live.
We mentioned they're off next week. Oregon State comes visiting here to the Coliseum for their last game of the year. And should they go on to win this one and win that one, it's
New Orleans
I don't
time.
think there's any doubt that they'll be in New Orleans.
3rd down and 2 here. Leinert, Matt scrambling out of trouble and slides down at about the line of scrimmage. Matt Ball came all the way around from behind to flush him out of the pocket there. Matt doesn't have to run much. The leaders offensively for USC, and these numbers are going to be obviously way better than what we saw on the other side.
273 yards passing over here. That is a bad circle. Mike Williams, 181 yards, 11 receptions over there.
You do a bad circle every once in a while.
I do one every day.
Yeah. Another field goal attempt coming up for Ryan Khalil. He's hitting 38-32. This one's a little deeper, and this would tie the school record of 19 field goals made on a year if he hits it from 45. And it's a fake. Will they get there? No. Tom Malone dropped down at about the line of scrimmage. So they try the fake punt, and Tom got in the action. He didn't get a punt. He just got his head taken off.
He's the holder on the field goal team, and he got a little action in there. He's probably wanting to get in there. Why would they try this? Because the field goes too long. It's a very windy day down there, and they saw something that UCLA was doing in the film study, but UCLA comes up very nicely.
Tom's going to go back and say, Coach, this is great, but I'd rather kick it. So UCLA takes over on downs for the 2nd time today. Oh, what a hit.
It's Cody.
Sean Cody. Man, Maurice Drew never went down, but the contact, the pad popping was going on, and look at that big bicep on Sean Cody, and he's set for life. You can say, well, you get a tattoo, you don't want to get something that you're going to be embarrassed about someday. But in his case, just having the interlocked SC for Southern California, that lives on because Sean Cody in Southern Cal, same thing. So that's when you get one, you're in good shape.
There you go.
2nd down and long. 2nd down, 13. Olsen back to throw. Drew finds an open man, Junior Taylor, and he takes a big hit as soon as he catches it. From Lofa to Tubu. There's see, that's a good tattoo. That one's never going to, grow old when your name's Sean Cody.
USC.
Yep.
Now, boys, I like that tattoo. It looks good. He's got a nice sized bicep. But what happens when he's like 50? And that bicep isn't that big. Yeah,
He's still Sean Cody from
though.
SC.
It's still SC, but he's going to have to, find some way to keep that baby pumped up.
Yeah, that's true. 3rd down and 9. He's going to pump it up right here and try to bring the heat on the UCLA quarterback. Back to throw. Flags down. We're going to have a holding call on UCLA. And Olsen's spun out at the 32-yard line by Dallas Sartz. Boy, Drew has been running for his life and trying to get something going offensively. And he told us this week we knew if we were going to have any chance that I have to play better, but he can't be the only guy. So they're talking to the defensive captains of USC, and they're going to decline this thing and force a punt, I'm sure. But Larry Farina will tell us for sure.
Holding offense. Penalties declined. 4th down.
So they'll kick. Pete Carroll in the NFL for a long time, head coach of the New England Patriots and New York Jets, long-time defensive coordinator, started things off. He and Monty Kiffin, Monty, who's the defensive coordinator of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they go back through the college ranks at NC State and Arkansas, and then with the Minnesota Vikings. And they both use the same philosophy. They talk about 3 times a week. They got good defenses. Here's a fake punt, and this one's going to be good for a 1st down. All the way out near midfield is Chiller, the linebacker. So that one works.
Why not? Last game of the year, you're down 33-2. You're backed up in your own territory. This is one they don't expect to happen.
You got to love that, because that's their first down since we were a minute into the 2nd quarter. And that one was wide open. Nice blocking out there in front, too, to give him some extra room.
Looked like one of the interior linemen was downfield, though, before he threw the football.
We don't want to ruin it for him.
No, we don't want to do that.
At midfield, 3 wideouts now for UCLA. And Olsen on 1st down, throws. Boy, tough catch.
Did he catch it?
Yeah, Craig Bragg held on to that thing. That's his first reception. Craig's a good one of the captains, coming off a career-high day last week in the loss to Oregon. He had 10 receptions. This one, he had to lay out for it and catch it twice.
Yeah, he did.
It's his 66th catch of the year.
He came in with 149 catches in his career. He'll be back next year, redshirt junior. 14 touchdowns on it for his career.
First Bruin ever to have 250-plus seasons and receptions. And again, they try the ground, and USC just won't give up anything there. Mike Patterson on the bottom, number 99, is the first man to make contact as Drew goes down at the line of scrimmage. And we're down to 8:45 remaining, 8:46 in the 3rd quarter, 33-2 USC. Mike Williams has not played yet this quarter, had a huge first half, as did his quarterback.
Yeah, I just want to point out Kevin Brown right there, number 56. He's a true freshman in that offensive line, and this is one of the guys that Carl Durrell is going to be building this offense around.
Look out from behind. There goes the ball again. Scooped up, and it's Mike Patterson. And Mike Patterson's heading to the barn. Touchdown, USC. Mike's got pretty good wheels. We told you he was strong.
He ran pretty well, didn't he?
He sure did. Marcel Armand came around the corner on the blitz. He got to Olsen, and Big Mike did the rest. 53-yard touchdown on the fumble recovery. That's a happy defensive lineman. You don't get many shots at that. Extra point to make it 40-2 is good. The junior, Mike Patterson, on a one-hopper, and he did the rest. Touchdown, Trojans.
Under center is Wangler at the 45. He goes back. He's looking for a receiver. He throws downfield to Carter.
Pick your all-time Pontiac high-performance play at ESPN.com/Pontiac. You can also enter for a chance to win a new V8 Bonneville GXP and VIP access to the Tostitos Fiesta Bowl.
fajitas.
Ooh, fajitas.
Taco Bell's Fajita Grilled Stuffed Burrito. It'll make you regret getting anything else.
Oh, you should have gotten fajitas.
Sizzling marinated carne asada steak and tasty fajita veggies, all wrapped in a flour tortilla and grilled to go.
Oh, I should have gotten fajitas.
Taco Bell's Fajita Grilled Stuffed Burrito. Nothing beats the sizzle when you think outside the bun.
Last Thanksgiving, about 2 million people tried to deep fat fry their turkey. 15 succeeded in setting their houses on fire. At Christmas, there was a lot of driving over the river and through the woods and a little bit of skidding on the ice and taking out Grandma's garage door. So while you're celebrating, Allstate will be standing by. Trouble never takes a holiday. Neither should your insurance. That's Allstate, Stan. Are you in good hands?
Hey.
I just wanted to say, I love you.
Same here. You know, me too.
Ditto.
Hello?
When you can't say it, show it. The Nokia 3650 camera phone. The new love letter.
What's Thanksgiving without football, turkey, and mom? All new Jim, 9/8 Central, ABC Tuesday.
Second defensive touchdown of the day for the Trojans, and they lead 40-2. Second time a defensive lineman has scored. Patterson and Udeze today have both scored touchdowns. Here's a kick. Taken at about the 9 by Maurice Drew. And he got across the 20, and that's about it. Let's take a look at the touchdown again.
Here is what happened and why it worked. Look up here. That's Allman, the defensive cornerback. Watch as he's going to slide into the inside. He and the linebacker, and they're both going to blitz. Right there. They got nobody blocking him. The quarterback has got to see that corner coming in from the short side of the field and be alert and check off and throw in a hot receiver. But that's the second touchdown that USC defense has produced today.
I'll tell you what, Mike Patterson looked like a fullback, not a defensive lineman, running that thing back. Here's the throw intended for Ryan Smith, incomplete. And let's check in, get an update from Times Square Stadium. Here's John.
Oklahoma and Texas Tech, long day for B.J. Simmons. He's chased around out of the pocket, probably should have taken a sack, doesn't, throws it to the end zone, it's tipped. Derek Strait hauls it in, and then Derek Strait does some weaving and some bobbing and some work, and then shows the speed down the sidelines. Gets caught at the 3, but it sets up a touchdown. Oklahoma up 42-10.
All right, John, here it's 40-2. So number one's taking care of business in Lubbock. The team that appears to be well on their way to being number 2 by Monday is taking care of business here in Los Angeles. And the ADT National Championship trophies on display. And Swanee knows full well all those national championships that they've got over there. Swanee, they don't have one of those.
Well, that's right. USC over the years has won several national championships. They're celebrating the 25th anniversary of their national championship in 1978. I was on the team in 1972. There are all kinds of trophies that represent number 1 in the nation, but we just don't have any crystal. And I say we at Southern California don't have any crystal.
Be careful saying that we down there now.
You got to add crystal to the family heirlooms, that's for sure. Third down and 6. Here's the throw, in and out of the hands of Harris. Hit him right in the chest, and then he got hit by Tutupu. And the team photo and the national championship that Lynn was on. There's old number 22 from 72. One of the greatest teams of all time, 12-0. And maybe only team that would be better, the Miami Dolphins, were 17-0. Last week, you don't celebrate. Too much is made out of that.
Had a good weekend.
Kansas City went down. I knew as soon as we had Dawson in the booth with us last week that Bengals were going to beat the Chiefs. Here's Carlson with the fair catch taken back at the 26-yard line. 47-yard kick, no return. We'll return in a moment You look in from the Goodyear blimp with 7:10 left, third quarter. All USC right now.
The persistence of 135 years of experience. The performance that has enabled us to work with more than half the Fortune 500. The strength of one of the largest financial services companies in America. Rely on the strength of Pacific Life.
Harmon will try to squib it, and he does. The Bears have to get out of bounds. Rogers along the sideline, another one. They're still in deep trouble at midfield. They tried to do a couple of... The ball is still loose as they get it to Rogers. They give it back now to the 30. They're down to the 20. Oh, the band is out on the field. He's going to go into the end zone. He's going into the end zone. Will it count? The Bears have scored. I have never seen anything like it.
Introducing a whole new line of over 30 power tools from Rigid that'll seriously outperform what you're using now. With exact line laser precision, batteries that charge in half the time, more torque, and the best warranty in the business. But the attachment that says the most about these tools? The pros who swear by them. Rigid, powerful, durable, professional. Buy them now at the Home Depot.
Beautiful day in Southern California. USC leading UCLA. Not so pretty for the Bruins right now. 40-2. The Trojans out in front. And they've got it back at their own 27-yard line. Wendell White is the tailback. And he'll get the call. Wendell waits for his blockers, breaks out, now just shows his strength and his speed. Out to the 43-yard line, 16-yard run. And you talk about perfect seasons, Super Bowl VII, that was right here, wasn't it?
It was.
Oh, good percentage. One interception in there. 2 out of 3. 2 of our 3 announcers were perfect in 72. Swanee and Grease. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Who's to say I wasn't perfect in 72?
Where
you never
were you?
even looked into
Where
that.
were you in 72?
I was matriculating through my junior year of high school.
We know where you were.
Don't make it sound bad now.
No. Well, you were up at Mankato State?
I was 4-4-1.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Saints had kind of a tough go of it. We were scrappy, though. Oh, boy. I hate those guys in the truck. Well, you can't have all perfect records.
Let's see. Swanee, he doesn't have any Halls of Fame on his resume. He doesn't have any perfect seasons on his resume.
Oh,
why are we hanging around with this guy?
Yeah, no good. Here's the throw. Steve Smith's got it down the sideline. First down. Or very close. Nope, he got out at the 49.
Well, Bob, I would say the reason why we're hanging out with Brad Nessler is because he does make us look good.
He does do that, doesn't he?
Does a very good job. He's in a different Hall of Fame than the ones we're in.
Yeah.
He's driving the bus.
We have fun on the bus, I'll say that much for us. 3rd down and 2 coming up. In UCLA territory, which is where USC has spent a good part of the day. They've scored at least 30 points now in 10 games this year, and they've scored at least 40 in their last 6 games. That's pretty impressive offensively. Liner over the middle, in and out of the hands of Wendell White. Nice job by Brandon Chiller. He's not quitting yet. Chiller, the senior out of Carlsbad, California, senior outside linebacker. And he knows, he talked with us about what this whole thing meant, this in-town rivalry. And it looks like he's going to come up short and never having beaten the Trojans.
All right.
Tom Malone's going to punt.
There you go. You got to get a punt in here.
All right, Tom, we've built you up 49 plus. I know you probably want to knock this one out of bounds, but you got your chance, so kick it as well as you can. Hanging it up, trying to drop it inside the 10. At the 6, it's fielded by Bragg. And he got out to about the 12-yard line. 5:54 remaining Third quarter, and the Trojans have things in command, 40-2.
Now, your top 5 Pontiac high-performance plays of the NCAA.
Here's your ball game, folks, as Flutie looks, uncorks a deep one for the end zone. Phelan is down there. Oh, he got it! He got it! He got it!
Favre drops back to throw. Under pressure, scrambles right. He's going to throw it as far as he can down the field. It is tipped and caught by Tillman. Tillman at the 20. Touchdown, USC!
Colorado just needs a touchdown. Time has run out. Stewart throwing it to the end zone. The ball's in the air. Caught! Colorado scores!
They get it to Rogers. They give it back now to the 30. They're down to the 20. All the bases out on the field. He's going to go into the end zone. The Bears have won. The Bears have won.
He's looking for a receiver. He throws downfield and fires.
Pick your all-time Pontiac high-performance play at ESPN.com/Pontiac.
You sit them in child safety seats. Chase them away from wall plugs. You don't let them swim without a buddy or until an hour after they eat. You bundle them when it's cold and come the instant they call. And if they ever need you, you'll always be there. Well, maybe not always. If you can't quit smoking for yourself, maybe you can for them.
The E Street Band's Clarence Clemens rocks the house.
We studied music together with B.B. King.
The B.B. King?
Do you know Bill Bernard King, too?
And all new My Wife and Kids, 8/7 Central, ABC Wild Wednesday.
When you're trying to make a rush to a national championship game, you don't want to see one of your starters laid up like that. That's John Drake, the big junior out of Long Beach, who got hurt early in the ball game, and the right ankle in a boot.
Well, the news to pass on to him is 7 weeks from tomorrow is a national championship game. So maybe we can get back.
Hopefully.
If USC can get there.
That's right. Still got one more to get through and another quarter here, but certainly well on their way. Kazarian, the tight end, with a grab there. Ofa Tatupu, if that name rings a bell. His dad, Mosey, was a great player here and in the National Football League. Mosey Tatupu's son didn't start off at here in USC. Sat out last year after transferring from Maine.
Yeah, they grew up, they played for New England, and he grew up in that area up there.
Yep.
Went to Maine and then came on out here.
He was a starter there the first year, too. Came back out here, and now wearing the same colors as Daddy did. Here's Olsen's throw, and it's complete. Joe Cohen, a freshman, made the catch and got it out to about the 20, pickup of 5, time permitting. Remind you to stay tuned for the Thrifty Car Rental postgame report. John, Terry, and Craig will have scores and highlights from around the country. Didn't appear that there were any surprises going on too much today. We've had such a crazy season. I didn't see all the scores on the halftime show, but we know Oklahoma's taking care of business, and we know USC's taking care of business. LSU and Ole Miss was still tight the last time we checked. It's offensive pass interference.
Replay, second down.
This is the guy that caught the ball, Joe Cohen. There
right
it is.
There. Clearing out.
That was Harris.
And being an offensive guy, that receiver may not have done that. The linebacker may have jumped in front of him and tried to cover it.
Yeah.
But he got called for it.
We used to run that play all the time in Pittsburgh. We used to call it the pick play. Everybody calls it a pick play, but you got to be a little more dramatic when you run it. You got to throw a hand up like you're going for a pass, not blocking the guy.
You got to pick your spots a little bit is what you got to do. I'm picking Olsen to throw. Out complete to about the 13, maybe the 14-yard line. Kazarian again, the tight end. Kazarian's a big target too. 6'6", 250 for Blaine. Out of Woodland Hills, California. Got some big tight ends in this game. 1'6" and 1'6'8". Melvin Simmons, good to see him out there. Melvin just trotted off, one of the captains. And he'd been banged up. Didn't start the ball game today. Didn't play last week. Had a bruised leg that was giving him a lot of trouble. Didn't practice a lot this week. Just getting his feet wet again, though. Olsen wide open over the middle is Craig Bragg. And Bragg has got a first down. Bragg out across the 25 to about the 26.
But as you mentioned, Brad, USC has the week off next week, so they can get some of these guys healthy and get them back for Oregon State. And if they take care of business there, they'll be in the national championship game. I don't think there's any doubt about that.
Yeah, that's for sure. West Virginia over Syracuse today. How about that West Virginia team of Coach Rodriguez? Boy, they're just a couple wins away from being really good. Had Miami in their hip pocket, let them off the hook.
Yes.
At the 26, first down, flags are down. There's some movement at the line. And so the whistle stop play with 3:44 remaining in the third quarter. And here's the call.
Offside, defense, 5-yard penalty, replay, first down.
It was Mike Patterson that might have been in that neutral zone on the offside. Our singular poll question earlier of the games today, which was the best rivalry, and overwhelmingly the 38,000 plus folks that voted Michigan, Ohio State, 72%. And this game we're doing came in third behind Auburn and Alabama.
I think there's a lot of respect, Michigan, Ohio State, and out here. Like that Auburn-Alabama game. Yeah, I don't think those people like each other.
Yeah, they don't. They play tonight on ESPN. That game is in about an hour and a half. The matchup of two teams that are only playing for pride this year now after so much talk early in the season about how good was Auburn. And to start the season, they got their tail whipped by this group. And that's when everybody found out or thought they knew that not only was Auburn not as good as everybody thought, but this team was probably better. And that's proven to be true now.
There's a defensive coordinator right there calling the defenses.
Second down, short. A yard to go, and Olsen will try to throw for it. Drew draws a bead, gets it complete. And Moss on his feet down the sideline. And he's got a first down, and he's down in USC territory, something that UCLA hasn't gotten to too many times today. ABC Sports presentation of college football brought to you by Pontiac, official performance machines of the NCAA. Verizon Wireless, we never stop working for you. And Taco Bell, think outside the bun. Coliseum in Los Angeles, Brad Nessler, Bob Greasy, Lynn Swan, and our ABC crew on a beautiful day for a football game. UCLA has only run 8 plays in USC territory, and their deepest penetration has been the 37, so they're trying to improve on that, and they're going for the home run ball right here. And it's broken up, almost caught by Bragg. And that could have been a touchdown. Let's get an update from the SEC. Here's John in New York.
Well, Brad, is LSU against Ole Miss. Ole Miss unbeaten in the conference, but Matt Mock here lofts this one 53 yards, hooking up with Devery Henderson. Touchdown and a 10-point lead at 17-7. Meanwhile, in another of the big rivalries of the day, Cal has taken the lead over Stanford 14-10.
Yeah, the game is close. A big game. This one is not close. 40-2. And we'll keep you posted on those other ones as we go. John and Terry and Craig keep you abreast of all the games. Here's a wide open Maurice Drew out in the flat. And Drew bangs his way to the first down. Nice run.
He's a young kid, catches the ball well. He caught 10 coming into today, and he caught that ball, was a little behind him, so he just did a little move, cut the ball, turned around, and just kept going. They got some good young backs here at UCLA and some young people to build on for next year.
Maurice Drew, a kickoff return guy, a good guy, as Bob said, out of the backfield and in the 500-yard range on the ground. So he's pretty versatile, young fella. He stays in there as the tailback in the eye. Moss, the motion man, into the slot. And it's Drew again. And Drew got the ball this time.
And the only problem with that, he's a true freshman, and we saw Bush for USC. USC's got the ball, but the two true freshmen running backs in this game have both put the ball on the ground.
And Will Poole recovers this one.
You got to hold on to the ball. You got all these fancy moves and all this other stuff, but when you get to somebody that's going to hit you, you got to cover it up.
Here he is in the open field, trying to tuck it away right there, but there's the strip by Poole. So Poole makes the hit and the fumble recovery. All 3 of the turnovers today are fumbles.
Yeah.
And the 2 defensive linemen, ironically enough, got touchdowns out of theirs. Poole the guy that's got the speed, he just had to cover his. And John David Booty is in at quarterback. So we've seen all we're going to see of Matt Leinart apparently today. Here's the freshman. Hand it off to Lendale White. So freshman to freshman on the exchange there. Booty out of Shreveport, Louisiana. And I think a lot of you know his story. And it's a very, very unique one in that he graduated from high school an entire year early enough to come out here. You can't find a guy much younger in college football than this fella.
He was one of the top high school quarterbacks as a junior. USC was very interested in him and was surprised when he was available and just decided to come out. So they said, come on out.
And here's Lendale White.
Bob and Brad, you know, he's wearing number 17. That 17 might be how old he is on his next birthday. That's how young he is.
Wow.
I think he's 18.
He is 18.
You know, he did not redshirt this year. They also have Brandon Hance, a transfer from Purdue. And there's some thinking that since Leinart is only a sophomore and has 2 years of eligibility left, that maybe Booty will redshirt next year since he didn't do it this year.
That's what would seem like the logical thing.
Some separation between he and Leinart.
Yeah. Here he is to throw, hit from behind, and he drops the ball. And it's covered by UCLA. They're still scrambling for it. UCLA had the best shot at it, and they did get it.
I think it was a Dave Ball that came around.
I believe it was. So the senior leading the country in sacks comes storming around the corner and hit Booty before he could get rid of the ball.
Yeah, it was Ball from his right end position. Now that Rogers is out of the game, he's having a pretty good time of it with his backup left tackle.
So that's his first career sack against USC among the 30+ that he has now. He's a career sack leader for the Bruins. That's 16.5 on the year. And it sets up his offense inside the 20. 1st and 10. Olsen to the end zone. Touchdown to the tight end, Mercedes Lewis. So the turnover turns into points for UCLA.
Nice call by Steve Axman. You get a turnover, right away go against the true freshman Bing in the secondary with your best receiver.
17-yard touchdown pass. And finally into the end zone go the Bruins. Justin Medlock will come in for the point after. To try to make it 40-9. And he does. So good things happen when you force turnovers. It only took UCLA one play to get going.
So here he is, right over here. He's just going to run a little route down the middle of the field. That's Bing, the true freshman, as I mentioned, and a nice throw, good timing.
Mercedes, another one of those big tight ends. He's 6'6" too, so that's a target for Olsen to draw a bead on. And there you see Mercedes in the end zone. And that is his 3rd touchdown catch of the year. And Drew Olsen, finally something going right for him. He got some heat, got rid of it. He says, finally. Whew.
Well, he's going against one of the best defenses in the land.
Yep.
And that offensive line is not giving him a lot of help.
Olsen hit 8 of his last 9 passes, including the touchdown. It all started with a defensive play, though, by Dave Ball on the sack to force the fumble. Pac-10 today. Cal leading Stanford, as John told us a couple of minutes ago. Oregon in front of you, Oregon State by 15. And Washington State, Washington is a little bit later start. And going into the day, we were talking about it among ourselves about if Washington State would win, they're going to move up in the BCS because of the teams that lost in front of them, TCU among them and Ohio State among them, and that makes the strength of schedule for USC that much better. But USC doesn't have to worry about all that right now because Michigan took care of Ohio State. They're taking care of their own business. Reggie Bush has great speed. Down the sideline he goes, one man to beat, and he beat him. He's gone. Touchdown. touchdown, 96 yards. Oh boy, they told us he had some burners and he just lit a couple for us. There's a bush on fire. Oh man, as if they needed more points.
You've just seen the future of USC return a touchdown, return a kickoff for a touchdown, and they've got a lot of talent. Pete Carroll was telling us yesterday, he says, I love to recruit.
He finds it to be part of the competitive nature of football. He says, I love to compete. Man, that's competing.
You have to evaluate. He says in the NFL, says you only get one draft pick a year in the first round. Here, all these kids are out there. You can go out and take as many as you want.
For whom the bell tolls, the victory bell looks like it's going to be USC's in 15 more minutes. Because at the end of 3, they're all over the Bruins, 47-9. Our presentation of college football continues after this message and a word from our ABC stations. You're watching ABC Sports Championship Television.
When your picture really matters, rely on Verizon Wireless Picture Messaging. It lets you personalize your pictures with text and sound.
Give me what I want or else.
So you can really grab people's attention.
Too many squirrels. My clippers.
Now you can get unlimited picture messaging for only $4.99 a month.
Can you hear me now? I got my squirrel. Good.
Verizon Wireless. We never stop working for you.
Well, here we go. Here's your ball game, folks, as Flutie takes the snap. He drops straight back, has some time. Now he scrambles away from one hit. Looks, uncorks a deep one for the end zone. Phelan is down there. Oh, he got it! Did he get it? He got it! Touchdown! 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 Touchdown, Boston College! He did it! He did it! Flutie did it! He got Phelan in the end zone! Touchdown! Oh, my goodness! What a play!
Last February, 25 men tried to win her heart, but only one captured it. They're America's perfect couple. But will it be a perfect wedding?
She loves pink.
I love the pink. Pink?
There's no way that I'm going to allow this pink flowery strawberry shortcake wedding.
Trista and Ryan's wedding, 9/8 Central, ABC Wednesday.
Two families.
Drop the gun!
The FBI.
I don't think you're ready.
And the mob.
I care about all of you.
Locked in a battle between right
I'll do whatever is necessary.
and wrong.
Do not involve children.
How far would you go?
You want me to kill the kid's father?
For family.
He's got a mother.
Line of Fire, premiering Tuesday, December 2nd on ABC. Viewer discretion is advised.
Guys, let him depart. He hath no stomach for this fight. But we shall be remembered. We few.
We happy few. We band of brothers.
We band of sparrows.
Get what you need from the internet faster. Get SBC Yahoo DSL for just $26.95 a month when you sign up online. And you could win a trip to the Nokia Sugar Bowl. One more way, we bring it all home.
Hi, it's Pedro Stojakovic. You know the feeling on News 10.
Give Traveler some oats there so he doesn't eat that ADT championship trophy. His team right now is chewing up UCLA.
He's got his eye on it.
He does, doesn't he? 47-9 Trojans. Kick taken at the 2 by Drew. Drew through the middle. Broken tackle, tough run, still on his feet. Maurice Drew, maybe he'll take one. Inside the 40, he's gone. Drew all the way 99 yards, touchdown.
Back-to-back true freshman running backs at the different schools have returned the kickoffs for touchdowns.
So Maurice said, Reggie, you can do it, I can do it. Only he did it a little better. He took it a yard deeper. Boy, did he show some nice speed. Not only that, but look at the arms on this kid. If he didn't have those arms and the build that he has, he would have never made it past the 22-yard line, where he took a big-time pop.
5'8", 200 pounds, 99 yards.
So, looks like UCLA is going to go for 2. They've hit connected, I should say, on 1 of 2 this year in that capacity. So that didn't take long to open up the third quarter. 2-point conversion. Olsen throws, and he has it swallowed up, and it's intercepted. This might go 2 points the other way. Down the sideline. Trojans have got it. Sean Cody, can he get there? All the way, not quite.
Should have given it up.
Holy moly.
Cody, the big defensive lineman, 285 pounds, should have given it to one of the smaller guys.
Sean says, just let me die here for a minute.
Yeah.
Oh, man. There you go. He's still got enough energy to celebrate a little bit. He was close. That SC tattoo almost stood for score right there. Sartz, I think, is the guy that almost swallowed that ball as Olsen just kind of short-armed it. He tried to aim one in there.
There's Cody right there, 84.
There's Sartz.
You got to reflect the deflection. Sartz knocks it down. Cody picks it up. And there's about 6 guys in red that are faster than he is.
They're way out in front of him.
Yeah, they're all saying, come on, come on.
It was Lewis, the tight end, who didn't give up on it. Mercedes caught him inside the 5 right in front of our camera. Took our camera away with it almost. Well, we've had some huge plays. Yeah, Gus almost took one of the chops down there. That's his camera. And there he is afterwards and saying, why couldn't I have made it 5 more yards? A great play anyway. Boy, all the defensive linemen getting in on the act, huh, for USC. Rucker's the only guy that hasn't either had a fumble recovery or a touchdown or a something going on. Yeah. Patterson and Udeze and Cody. And maybe Frosty's still got one coming up in him. Who knows?
You got some time left.
Yeah. Crazy game. We've seen a 2-point conversion on a blocked extra point. That was a 1-point attempt, and we just about saw a 2-pointer go the other way on a 2-point attempt. Onside kick group set up.
SC lined up at the wrong end of the field.
that won't work.
Well, it's is that Bush again? He's a true freshman. Somebody's got to tell him where to go. Yeah, that's Bush. They're down to the wrong end.
Pat McGrath just brings up a good point. He said we haven't run a play from scrimmage in like 10 minutes. we've had the ball going 90 yards, 96 yards, 99 yards. And here comes the kick. Nice. Fair catch is called for, but nobody's there. Finally, they do take it on one hop. It's Reggie Bush, and he gets to the 25. All right. ABC Sports presentation of college football. Brought to you by Cadillac. Bold vehicles defying convention. Miller Lite, there's good enough, and there's better than it has to be. Miller, good call. And Singular, the wireless company that fits you best. I don't know, I might have to have a wetsuit on over at the Olympic pool today. It's not that warm out, but getting the laps in. A lot of world records broken there back in '84. And some folks getting some workouts in today. Good for them. Here the workout has been USC's today. They worked it to a 47-15 advantage. Booty lost the snap from center. UCLA saying they have it, and they do. A flag down, though. Chiller, the linebacker's the guy on top of it.
Offside, defense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Well, that saves a turnover. Carl, there'll be better days.
Well, the first thing he's got to get rid of is all these little nitpicking offsides penalties, because earlier in the game they had a turnover, but a penalty didn't allow it to happen. And here again they had a turnover, but again a penalty on their defense doesn't allow the turnover.
Even with what will be a 6th loss for Carl today, to have a 500 record at 6-6. Touch on that in a moment. Booty, play action, bootleg, and throws complete. Steve Smith, freshman to freshman there. Let's find out more on Ole Miss and LSU. Here's John in New York.
When your last name is Manning, you can count on just about everything. And Eli this time just puts a little air under the ball. 10 yards to Brandon Jacobs. And it's 17-14. Ole Miss has the ball back again.
Yeah, I knew that one wasn't over yet.
Eli's done a lot of coming back in the fourth quarters to win games for Mississippi.
You're not kidding. Breaking all of Daddy's records along the way. The one that he wants is to get to Atlanta in the SEC championship game. They got to get through LSU to get there. Lendale White, left side, cuts to the corner and gets cut down. Nice open field tackle by Keith Short.
Here's the top 5 BCS standings right here. USC was 0.19 behind, but that's not going to matter. USC is going to move up. LSU is trying to win at Mississippi, so Ohio State will drop down. USC will move up to number 2.
Georgia will move up a little bit farther in the top 10 as well. They beat Kentucky today. 13:50 left here, second down and 9. Out of the reserve players in for the Trojans. Here's a quick toss, and it's almost picked off. Dave Ball got a hand on it, tipped it away. Well, you know, you talk about BCS in top 5, and I think if you got good defenses, you got a pretty good chance to be in there.
Yeah, that's the one you need to look at right there. The last 5 champions, were they ranked in scoring defense?
And this year, Oklahoma and USC, you see what they've done and the points they've allowed.
USC's scoring defense is a little high at 17th.
They score so many points on offense, it doesn't matter.
That's true. They probably put, like this game right here, they put in some of their second and third teamers, and the other team scores a little bit.
And Dale White, and again, Keith Short. Boy, Keith Short is staying out there with the running back, Lendale White, the freshman, true freshman out of Denver.
Is Booty hurt?
And Booty getting up, holding his left wrist, it appears. See if he got it in somebody's helmet. Oh, he got well, he got more than a helmet. He got his whole body leveled by Dave Ball.
Yeah.
And that's where you say, I wish I was back in high school another year.
Well, that's where he would have been playing this year.
Yeah.
Well, we got Malone with another kick. Maybe this fourth quarter he'll get some kicks in.
I don't think he's going to get enough. Tom Malone to punt. This one he can air out a little bit if he wants to.
That's a tail dragger.
Yeah, he didn't get what he wanted on that one.
That'll hurt the average.
And where they're going to walk it out to, way out near the 33-yard line. 13:20 remaining. Some hard knocks between UCLA and USC.
Old Navy Holiday Hotline. Looking for a hot hoodie? Here's the 411.
Whether we down the slopes or on the street, we got every color fleece, man, we so unique. When it's cold outside, know it's still all good. Little Kim gon' keep it hot in the Old Navy hood.
All the hotties want hoodies, just $19.50.
You in the hood now, baby.
This camera phone, I took the whole picture thing for granted until one day I'm traveling on business, I get this message from my wife.
We're making cookies, Daddy.
A gadget that can make you feel, well, I get it now.
Take a picture, add a voice message, tell it like it really is with Singular's unlimited multimedia messaging for just $2.99 and get phenomenal deals on great camera phones.
I call it my, that's not a tear in my eye, plan.
Picture, voice, and text. Another reason Singular fits you best.
3 minutes to go in the period. Third down. The ball is at the 4-yard line.
Here's my man. Come on.
Yes, here we go. Here we go.
All right, showtime.
Pepsi and Lay's, official sponsors of the NFL.
Monday, meet the women who are taking a bite out of the Big Apple. Ashley Judd, Alicia Keys, and 4 striking New York singles living out the real Sex in the City on Primetime Monday.
Dave Ball and Matt Ball, identical twins. Dave, number 43, who put the hit on John David Booty and also has a sack today, his 16th and a half of the year. The guys are almost exactly the same size, about a 5-pound difference. As Drew Olson drops back to throw and throwing long and incomplete. Somebody said to Dave Ball the other day, said, you know, which one of you guys is older? He said, well, he says, I am by about 15 or 20 minutes. It depends on which one of my parents you talk to. There's a little bit of confusion going on in the hospital room with those two guys, and there you see them together. I would think that would cause a little confusion.
It's interesting that they don't have an initial on the back of their jersey. They just have Ball.
Yep.
Usually when you have two players with the same name, and particularly two brothers, you'll have a M and a D in front of their name.
Here's Olson. He's going to break out of the pack and get a first down. Oh, I don't know. I thought he was going to get a first down before Jason Leach said hello.
He got stopped.
Did he ever? He still might have it, though. Spot looked pretty good, and it is first down.
Leach, the free safety, is the leading tackler on that Trojan defense.
Bob and Brad, they're going to take John David Booty off the field and x-ray his left wrist. And he was talking to the trainer, and he was motioning, saying what happened was he got the wrist bent back this way. So they're going to take him in, get an x-ray, and just see what kind of injury he has and not take a chance with him.
It'll be interesting to see now. I assume that Matt Leinert's going to come back in at quarterback as Maurice Drew is not giving up. Boy, somebody taught him about this rivalry, and he goes 17 more yards, and there's this one he was talking about, favoring his left wrist is the freshman quarterback for USC. So Maurice Drew gets it back down into USC territory at the 39-yard line.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
All right, you got Oklahoma. They're winning today, so they're going to go to 12-0. If they lose in the Big 12 championship game
to Kansas State, probably.
Kansas State or Missouri.
All right.
What do you think? Should they be in the game or not?
Yeah, I think they still should be there. Will Poole with a sack from the secondary. What do you think?
I agree with you.
They've got such a big gap, and they have throttled people so bad that.
You know, we've seen Oklahoma. Now we have seen USC. We have seen Ohio State. We have seen, you know, Miami and some of the Eastern teams. We've seen
Michigan, all the teams.
Michigan and all those.
A lot of one-loss teams. Swanee, do you agree on all this?
Absolutely. I think when you look back, especially when we had Nebraska going to the national championship game in Pasadena against Miami, and they didn't even win the Big 12 championship.
Yep.
You look at the talent Oklahoma has, the level of consistency, and if you had one more point for a loss, they'd still be ranked #1.
The team that we haven't seen that's still in the mix, at least at this point, and that could change in the next 10 or 15 minutes, is LSU. We don't get an opportunity to see the SEC that often, other than watching film. And they're in a dogfight with Ole Miss.
But the team that stands head and shoulders above the rest, to me, is Oklahoma.
And this is the second best team I've seen.
Teams that is second best to that is USC, both on offense and on defense. And one thing that jumps out about on both of those teams is the coaching staffs. Pete Carroll and Norm Chow handling the defense and the offense here, and Bob Stoops and his staff handling Oklahoma. They are head and shoulders above the rest.
3rd and 23. Olsen again flushed out of the pocket. Drew, tough run. Boy, he's taking some hits now. And I think John's got an LSU Ole Miss update for us. Let's check in with John at Times Square Stadium.
Jonathan Nichols, who rarely misses for Ole Miss, has this one from 36 yards for the tie, and he is just wide to the right. So it remains 17-14 with about 2.5 minutes left.
Wow, he's a finalist for the Grozo Award.
He was like 25 of 26 or something. He never misses.
Never, but he missed a huge one there. Game not over, though. We'll keep you posted on that one. 47-15 here, under 11 to go. Need to get all the way down to the 29. Olsen throws across the middle, and it's complete, but it's well short of that. Down to the 34. And USC will take over on downs. We'll be right back. It's all Trojans.
Happy Jack wasn't told, but he was a fan. They couldn't stop Jack, all the waters got in. And they couldn't prevent Jack from being happy.
Men don't like to shave. They'd rather light their shorts on fire or eat dirt. Easy, fellas. Nivea soothes the pain of shaving. With moisturizers and vitamins, Nivea for Men Aftershave Balm soothes and improves. Nivea for Men, more evolved skincare.
His name's Bond. James Bond.
20 movies. 3 gift sets. Only 1 Bond. Own the entire DVD collection now.
Hey, I thought you guys were off to Circuit City for that PlayStation 2.
We're going. Just want to make sure. Yep, it's in stock.
Let's go.
Hey, you want to go?
No, I think you guys should probably just...
You're good to go. For product availability at a store near you, check CircuitCity.com. Circuit City, we're with you.
Want me to hold the bag?
No.
Please?
10:43 remaining here in Los Angeles. Our Pacific Life game summary. Drew Olson's had a tough time of it. He keeps hanging in there, though. He's thrown a touchdown pass. Matt Leinart had a couple of passes dropped, and he's been almost perfect today. The 2 touchdowns were to Mike Williams. USC got 2 defensive touchdowns today. Udeze had one of them. Patterson had the other. Cody almost had a 2-pointer on a 2-point conversion return, and it's going to be the 6th straight time now that's been 40 points or more.
Yeah.
Third quarterback's in, Brandon Hance. As Swanee said, John David Booty goes in for x-rays, and so the ex-Purdue quarterback comes out throwing, and it's his tight end Gunther on his first pass attempts.
If you just joined us, and if you didn't recognize those defensive names, those defensive scores, those aren't defensive backs that intercepted balls. Those are 2 defensive linemen that scored touchdowns.
Matt Leinart today so smooth and made such great decisions. I said to him, you know, you look like the guy from The Bachelor. He said, oh, jeez. I said, you've gotten that before. And he said, yeah, I have.
Did you know that The Bachelor was a walk-on at Michigan State?
I didn't, and he was a walk-on quarterback, wasn't he? Yeah. So it must run in the quarterback family.
No,
Matt, by the way, is a bachelor.
He's a kicker, right? He's more of a kicker than a quarterback.
We didn't need to go into that story.
He was a
with
pretty
him
boy.
again.
He was more of a kicker than a quarterback.
And Matt, we said to him, did you ever think in a million years that 6 months ago you'd be in this position? He said, no way. Back in spring ball, he's just frightened for the quarterbacking job to take over for a Heisman Trophy winner, and he's now gone 197 passes, way over the school record for passes without an interception, and he just was remarkable again today. Good for him. Big season for him. Hance changing things up. Reggie Bush, the single setback. Hance zips one in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, Steve Smith. And Hance had some zip on that one.
One of the reasons the success that Leinart had is Norm Chow right here. We've been talking about him a little bit today. He's had some quarterbacks in the past, Jim McMahon, Steve Young, Ty Detmer at BYU. Phillip Rivers over at NC State he had as a freshman. Look at this. He's coached 2 Heisman Trophy winning quarterbacks.
That's not by accident either.
Yeah, and you know, it's just any national championship. It was a part of it at BYU. It's definitely a good quarterback coach.
We're going to have roughing the punter as Malone finally gets out there for a chance to punt, and he got wiped out on a fake field goal attempt earlier. Then he hit a punt, and this time he gets leveled by Wesley Walker.
Foul, roughing the kicker.
It's a roughing
on the return.
That's first down.
That means the punt's not going to count. He needs punts.
He needs punts. He doesn't need to get killed out there all day like he has been today. Here's another look from behind Tom. Remember, he got leveled on a fake field goal. Now here he is with Walker coming in and clobbering him. All he wants to do is kick the ball.
Just get some punts.
Yeah. That's not the way he wants to earn his letter. So USC keeps its drive alive now. You know, you're talking about Norm Chow, and we'd be remiss not to mention that Pete Carroll doesn't know if he's going to have him around for a long time. There's been talk about him at least talking to the folks at Arizona about their coaching vacancy. Now you hear conflicting reports. Some people say Mike Stoops, the co-defensive coordinator at Oklahoma, has already got that job wrapped up, and he apparently, from what we have learned, is going to have a second interview with the Arizona folks tomorrow after the Texas Tech game, which is not yet concluded. But Norm told us yesterday that he expects to talk to them and just kind of survey the situation. They want to talk to him. He wants to talk to them. Otherwise, he might just stay here as coordinator. You don't know.
But you don't really get the feeling that he's, you know, he doesn't come out and say, hey, I love this place. This is where I'm going to be for the next 15 years.
Right.
It's he's great for any quarterback or any program, and certainly is very happy with Pete Carroll and USC, but you just don't know how long that's going to last.
And there's his protege, Steve Sarkisian, who sent it in Brandon Hance. So he's got his old quarterback, or one of his old quarterbacks, signaled in the plays to a trio of young quarterbacks, a sophomore, a junior, and a true freshman. He's got a loaded stable to work with. That's hard to give up. You know, you got guys that are playing as well as their quarterbacks are right now.
If you were a quarterback, you'd want to play for Norm Chow.
Yeah, that's Phil Rivers swears by him, and so do the guys that were at BYU. Now, while we have a quick break, a lot going on down in Ole Miss. Let's check in with John again.
One last chance for Eli Manning. 4th and 10, drops back to pass, trips over his own player, and that's how it ends. They turn the ball over on downs. There's still time on the clock, but 17-14, LSU with the ball.
That would be terrible if that would be his last play in that stadium, wouldn't it?
Sad way to end at home for Eli. Huh?
Yep. Hands back to throw to Gunther, his tight end, and he's rumbling down the middle. He's got a first down. 16-yard pickup. Brandon Chiller riding him down. I mean riding him. He had to go with the big 6'8" tight end. That's his 4th catch for Gunther.
Gunther's playing because the 2 other tight ends, Alex Holmes and Bird, were both injured during the year, and they'll be back next year. So this offense is going to be loaded again.
Probably more depth on the offensive side of the ball than there is on the defense, and I'm sure that's something Pete will work on recruiting-wise, or already is working on, I should say. Here's the freshman White. They're stocked in the backfield too. We mentioned it before. When you've got, they don't even have a senior guy back there, and this kid's going to be something. A freshman out of suburbs of Denver, and our Corey Taylor, who's normally with us. We miss her, and she's part of our crew, and Corey couldn't be with us today, and she's probably watching back in the Denver area, and we wish her the best, and she's feeling fine, we understand.
We miss you, Corey.
We miss you, Corey. We'll see you next week in Atlanta. At the 18-yard line, 2nd down and 6. Here comes a full blitz on Hance. He throws it. And did Whitney Lewis catch it? He says he did. The officials say no. So it's incomplete. It'll bring up 3rd down. Pete's just his 3rd year. He's going to be 27-9 when this one's over, and he started 2-5. So, you know, we talked about where he began and what he went through, and he was in the college ranks for a while, but then defensive backs in the NFL with Buffalo and Minnesota, and then on as defensive coordinator with the Jets, the head coach there for 1 season. Defensive coordinator of San Francisco when they led the NFL in defense, then the head coach at New England, where he had a couple of good seasons.
16 years in the NFL. He was twice a head coach in the NFL, and didn't work out for him.
Hance. Oh, boy, he set some smoke on that one. Incomplete for Jason Mitchell.
But you know, the thing that Pete Carroll has done, he's learned from everybody, and the thing that he's brought here is, he says the 49ers were the most impressive. He's brought that system and the organizational style here to USC. He's brought that here with Bill Walsh and what he learned up there, And that's the way he's running this program. It's discipline, it's few penalties, it's respect, and it's just very impressive to walk around here and not see anybody hot dogging and showboating and that. Just everything seems.
To the end zone, broken up at the goal line. Nice play by Matt Ware defensively. With 7:33 remaining in the ball game, it'll be UCLA now that'll take over as they hold defensively. They'll have the ball when we come back.
SRX Performance Utility. Breakthrough.
In 1868, an American tradition was beginning, and Pacific Life was founded, both built on principles of persistence, performance, and strength. 135 years later, those beliefs still guide Pacific Life. It's how we help so many businesses and individuals reach their financial goals. For insurance, annuities, and investments, rely on the strength of Pacific Life. Proud sponsor of the Pacific Life Holiday Bowl.
Hey mama, this that beat that make you move, mama. Get on the floor and move your booty, mama. We the blast masters blasting up the jungle.
Cutie, cutie, make sure you move your booty. Shake that tinny, now the city out sitting on. Hey shorty, I know you wanna party. And the way your body looking make me really feel naughty.
Tuesday.
Touch that gun, you're dead!
An explosive blue. I guess I would cure.
Husband. You're not gonna hurt him.
An all-new blue ABC Tuesday.
Touchdowns today. The offense for USC has 3. The defense, led by the 2 defensive linemen, have 1. And Reggie Bush has a 96-yard kickoff return. That's how you mix it up.
Defense has 2.
Defense has 2 defensive linemen, Patterson and Udeze.
There you go.
Olsen's gone the whole way, back to throw, and completes it over the middle. Ryan Smith to about the 30-yard line. High above the Goodyear blimp, Spirit of America has been providing us our aerial pictures. 2003 is the 105th anniversary of Goodyear and the 78th for the blimp fleets. Fabian Ochoa is our camera person up there, and there's a shot of 92,000 on a perfect day for football. Shadows over the field itself now. And the shadows have been falling on UCLA all day, but this kid has not given up. Maurice Drew, boy, I like him. And he runs out. LSU has beaten Ole Miss 17-14, as you see on your screen. So Eli Manning's dream is apparently over as far as an SEC championship, and Coach Saban and LSU are still in the thick of things.
What a great job he's done down there at LSU, turning that program around.
15-yard penalty.
15-yard personal foul, and it was a face mask on Colin Ashton. You know, the speculation, you talk about coaching things and where people might end up, and everybody expects now that Pete Carroll has done such a great job that the National Football League will again be interested in him. He's been a head coach twice there, and he's come in and put this program, a reclamation project for the ages, really, and how quickly in 3 years it's become a national power again and restored the pride of the University of Southern California. And, you know, we talked to him about that, and he said, you know, I love the NFL. I was in there a long, long time. And, you know, I'm sure he didn't say I'll never say never, but he said you have so much more control as a college coach and so many factors that aren't involved that there are in the NFL. And he said, I'm just having so much fun, you know, running the whole ship here. I can do all the things I want to do. I can try all the things I want to try. So right now he's having a blast being the head coach of the Trojans.
Well, he's a high energy guy, a lot of enthusiasm, and you know, he's going to have fun. and he wants to have discipline and all this other stuff, but he's going to have fun, and that's part of the difficulty on the other sideline with Carl Durrell. Everybody sees Carroll having so much fun and winning all the other stuff, and they see Carl on the other side, and they say, why aren't you like Pete? Well, everybody's got to be their own person.
Right. And guys, Pete has done a great job, if you look at Carl Durrell, of inviting former SC Trojans to come back and enjoy that with him. I think when you give Carl time, he is going to do the same thing, engage the alumni, try and bring the spirit back and some confidence back into his program so he can achieve the same thing. And he has to do it being himself. He doesn't have Pete Carroll's same enthusiasm. He is quiet, but that's just his personality.
Intercepted by Marcel Allman. And so the defensive backs get in the act. They're tired of having those defensive linemen get all the love today. So Marcel, who caused a fumble earlier, has an interception now, and that's the 4th turnover. And now you see Pete kind of smiling and taking off the headset. He knows full well. And there's Mike Patterson, the guy he told us to watch, and he was right. As Mike took one on a fumble recovery for a touchdown today. Here's another look, trying to get it out to Craig Bragg.
That defensive line will all be back next year, so he's happy about that. But take a look at Allman, number 8, goes up, takes the ball away from Bragg.
Bragg made a great adjustment on the ball and had his hands on it. But
looked like he may have come down with it, but took it away from him.
Herschel Dennis gets out. Nice run out to the 10. Brandon Chiller has been playing tough defense today. He helps out on the tackle.
There's a Rose Bowl reps. The representatives. The last 8 or 9 years, it's been a different team almost every year. I think 7 of the last 9 years, there's been a different team in the Rose Bowl. Oregon right here went to the Fiesta Bowl, but qualified for the Rose Bowl. But I think the Rose Bowl this year is going to be very happy to get Michigan back out, and then probably if Washington State, if USC goes to the championship game, I think Washington State and Michigan is going to be that Big Ten, Pac-10 Rose Bowl game again this year.
Rose Bowl has been waiting to get their normal representatives back for a long time, it seems like.
Well, they haven't had the Big Ten, Pac-10 matchup in the last 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the things, guys, that coming into this ball game and all of the BCS formulas and what would happen, that Pete Carroll and all the players and coaches here at USC have always said, what a great game to play in the Rose Bowl. Says, we don't see any downside to this.
Yeah.
If we're ranked number 2 and we go to the Sugar Bowl and there are Sugar Bowl representatives on their sideline now, that's wonderful. But if we don't get the number 2 ranking and we go to the Rose Bowl, hey, we have nothing to complain about. It's a great place to play football.
That was a perfect approach to take, and then they, of course, knew by game time today that it was for even more, but that's what they were going to hang their hat on if it had gone the other way and Ohio State had beaten Michigan. Of course, that didn't happen today. Michigan, a big winner over the Buckeyes. Hance first down and hands off to Bush. And Reggie goes for about 4. The only blemish on USC's record all season long was for the Bears of Cal. That field goal by Ryan Colleen tied the score. Then a 20-yard touchdown pass put Cal up. Gary Colbert answers with a 10-yard catch to send it to a 3rd overtime. And then Cal's Tyler Frederickson hits a 38-yard field goal to win it. When we talked with Pete about that, he said we put ourselves in too big a hole and we just couldn't dig ourselves out. Otherwise, they'd be undefeated. As we speak right now, they'd be a perfect 10. As it is, they're going to be 10-1. And really, that loss is not going to hurt them unless Oregon State trips them up in 2 weeks, because they're 4 minutes and a half and one more ball game away from not even mattering about that loss to Cal, because they're going to get their chance to play for all the marbles, it appears. But they still got one more ball game left.
The big winner today is USC with the loss by Ohio State. If they take care of business, they're taking care of it today, and then 2 weeks from now, they jump to the championship game. The big loser today seems to be Ohio State, who was in the championship game in New Orleans. They dropped past the Rose Bowl. Michigan goes to the Rose Bowl now, and they dropped to some other January 1 bowl game.
Mike Williams was the big star early in this ball game. He hasn't even had to play in the second half, so he could take a rest. And most of the rest of the starters getting a rest right now too, and that's a nice luxury, except they had those 2 injuries on the offensive line, and that's not going to be easy for them to replace. You have to wait till the last couple games. Sometimes you have to wait till the last day to figure out who's going to play who.
These are the matchups, the last 5 national championship BCS games, and this is when they were decided. Florida State and Tennessee wasn't decided until the last day. Last year, Miami and Ohio State, they had 3 games to go before they were 1 and 2, but 2 of the last 5 years, it hasn't been until the last day that matchup has been settled.
Whoa! Now we know why he's got a big leg. Malone, except he outkicked his coverage, and now he's the only guy home. And he didn't make the tackle there, and Craig Bragg is on the way, but he's tripped up at the 25. There's a flag way back where Craig fielded that, however. Colin Ashton's kind of limping around. He might have been the guy that...
How long was this kick?
He hit it a mile.
60 yards.
Seemed like 80 when he hit it.
But you're right, he did outkick his coverage, and then he's got to make the tackle right there and missed it.
Illegal block
in the back.
Bringing it all back with 2 minutes 48 seconds remaining. UCLA will have the ball, trailing 47-15 when we come back. Nice kick, Tom.
At Miller, we brew great tasting beer because you can get in line and take what they give you, or you can make your own choice. Miller, good call.
SRX Performance Utility. Breakthrough.
$93,172 saw it today. Not all of them are still here because they knew early that USC was on its way to its 10th win. And we've just got 2 minutes 48 seconds remaining as UCLA comes back out. This will be the first time in the history of this series that dates back to 1929 that the Trojans have won 5 straight in the series. Maurice Drew goes down after a short game. We didn't do Who's Hot today, did we, Bob? Oh, there you go.
Well, I tell you, this is one of the most popular things we do in the truck coming up to this end. Got all these teams. Michigan's hot, they're on a roll. UConn, they've won a lot of ball games. South Florida, USC, LSU. And my Cincinnati Bengals.
Yep. For their upset win over the Chiefs last week. Olsen gets the bat swatted down by Emmanuel Wright. Who's not hot then?
Well, we got a lot of teams that aren't hot. The BCS computers are not too hot.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the Kansas City Chiefs, you know, they had that one loss. We saved my Miami Dolphins record from 72. So
Virginia's in there, but they did beat Georgia Tech today.
They won today. Yeah. Nebraska, Virginia Tech.
Miami had a tough time getting going today. They finally got on track to go to their win.
Washington's had a tough year where they were supposed to be a pretty good football team and have struggled. Arizona State also in that mode.
They're down at 10. Long and complete. Ryan Smith's got it. He's got a first down. Thanksgiving Friday. What you want to do is probably warm up some of those leftovers and join ABC Sports for a great college football doubleheader. Action kicks off at 9 a.m. Pacific. Number 22, Nebraska will battle Colorado. Then at 12:30 Pacific, that's actually when I do the leftovers. I probably have breakfast first. You got your Lone Star State rivals, number 5 Texas and Texas A&M. That's Friday, right here on ABC Sports. And the 3 of us in our crew will be in Atlanta next week for Georgia and Georgia Tech. Georgia will move up a little bit in the BCS with a win over Kentucky today. And try to make their bowl positioning better and try to get to the SEC championship game in Atlanta, which apparently looks like it's going to be LSU against either Georgia, Florida, or Tennessee. Olsen throws, complete to his tight end, Lane Kazarian, and Kazarian's down to about the 47, pick up the 12. We're down under a couple of minutes.
Well, I've been impressed with USC. I think they're definitely strong enough to be in the championship game. Like I said, we've seen Ohio State, we've seen Oklahoma, we've seen some of the other ones, and I think USC is definitely one of the 2 best teams in the country.
Well, it's been a homecoming for at least 2 guys on our crew, as Lynn Swann has come back to where he starred. Steve Bime, our director, has come back to where he starred. And so these guys got to come back to their alma mater. And at least they didn't wear it. In fact, Swanee had a blue rental car this week, which I thought was a little bit strange. I thought he'd get a red one, but he had a kind of a UCLA blue-looking car.
It was a strange car.
It was a strange car. I thought he was going to kill us in that thing a couple of times this week. Incomplete pass. Mercedes Lewis.
I got the blue car so that I could, be incognito if I went over to UCLA. And being a professional, I didn't want people to think that because I graduated from USC, was a team captain, an All-American, couple of Rose Bowls, national championship, that I would be biased in any way. So I didn't wear any cardinal and gold. I dressed in blue.
He's in every Hall of Fame in the world except the one right here. I don't get that.
Were you a captain and an All-American?
Yeah, I was a captain of my football team, but I wasn't an All-American.
Okay.
No. Incomplete pass.
Guys, it's kind of interesting. And Bob, you and I talked about this a little bit by the trucks before the game started. Now, we're professionals. We're covering a game, and we're going to do a good job. But when you play for a program like a USC or Purdue or Michigan, and you play that rivalry game, I don't care who you are, and I don't care what your job is. It stays with you. This morning, there was a little knot in my stomach wondering whether or not Michigan would beat Ohio State. And no matter what you do, you can't get away from that feeling because so much of your life is in that program and in that school.
Well, there's a truthful thing spoken by Lynn Swann. Long ball caught down inside the 5. Nice grab by Moss.
Good throw.
Perfect throw. So UCLA not done trying. 45-yard toss. I give Drew some credit now today. The sophomore out of Piedmont, California, has hung in there and has kept on throwing it.
And Moss is a young guy. He's a freshman also. A lot of talented young people on this UCLA team. The sad part about it is the defensive line for UCLA. The Ball brothers, Leslie, fifth-year senior, Boschetti. The defensive line will leave here not having beaten USC.
And there's a touchdown throw to Cohen. So Drew Olson not quitting. 2 touchdown tosses, and he says, let's go for 2. It's not going to matter, but they're hanging right in there. And it's a career high day for Drew Olson. Before that throw, he had 264 yards, so you can add about, 4 more on the touchdown, I guess. He's got 266 through the air and 2 touchdowns on 39 throws, 21 completions. Good for him to hang in there and keep on fighting. Extra point by Medlock is up and good. So Drew Olson has been knocked down, knocked around, sacked, has fumbled a couple of times that turned into touchdowns. But he hangs in there and he keeps on playing hard, and it pays off for him. So he's still got some matchups against USC coming down the road. Our Chevrolet players of the game today. Maurice Drew, the freshman, kickoff return for a touchdown. He, much like Drew Olson, drew every bit of energy they could to try to close the gap. Mike Williams had the unbelievable first half as he ended up with 181 yards on 11 catches and 2 touchdowns. In recognition of their efforts, Chevrolet will make a $1,000 contribution to each university's general scholarship fund.
You know what I look forward to seeing, if it all works out, is Norm Chow in this USC offense
against Stoops,
against Bob Stoops and Oklahoma's defense.
Yeah, that'd be a good one. That would be a good one. And it looks like it's headed that way.
It's headed in that direction, but as we said, there's a couple more weekends of football left to play.
And USC's got its good hands team up close, anticipating an onside kick with a minute remaining. Last time Medlock kind of kicked a high pooch kick over to the near side. This time he's going to pretty much have to put it on the ground. No, he won't. He's going to do the same thing. But Reggie Bush is right where he kicked it. That's perfect positioning by Reggie. And now he takes a knee. There's a smart move by a freshman. Don't cough the ball up. We don't need to do anything.
He's been coached well.
So SC's just got one more game. USC with Oregon State left. You'll see it on ABC.
Their strength of schedule hurt them last week but Auburn was supposed to be good, and they haven't turned out so well. Arizona was supposed to be good. Notre Dame thought they were going to be good. So there's been some teams on that list that were supposed to have good records this year that have not been as good as advertised. Yep. And because of that, their strength of schedule has not been as good.
Now USC just has to wear down the last minute here. They give it off to Woodard. He got the corner. And I tell you what, guys want to play. When they don't get much chance, you definitely want to come in and do anything you can. And
what's all that ice over there?
I think he had to run right through what they just dumped on Pete Carroll.
What's all this over here, huh? Did Pete get wet?
I think Pete's wet. His hair's a little grayer than it used to be, but he's a young 52, and he's a soggy 52 right now. But a happy one nonetheless. He's going to be perfect against UCLA. Got his first win, first shutout actually as a coach a couple of years ago in this series, 27-0. Then they won 52-21 last year, and it's almost the same exact score, 47-22 this time around. And the score almost not indicative. It's indicative, I guess, in that UCLA never gave up. They kept on fighting, I should say, right down to the very end, including that last touchdown pass and the kickoff return. But other than that, it was a pretty lopsided victory for USC. And we're down to the final half minute. So the Trojans go to 10-1, and UCLA will fall to 6-6. Even with that 6-6 record for Carl Durrell, and people are going to say, well, he was only 500, but 6 wins is pretty good in your first year, and only Tommy Prothro and Terry Donahue have ever won more in the first year as head coach.
String of 5 games in a row where he won in the middle of the season.
That's right. So big win for USC, 47-22. There's one of the heroes, Matt Leinart, the quarterback. There's the 2 coaches. The state championship, the city championship, I should say, goes to USC for a 5th straight year. And that's something they've never done before. There's a good player, really good player. Let's go down to Swanee.
Well, Coach, congratulations. Your offense hangs 47 on the scoreboard. Was there anything about this game that you didn't like that was a negative?
Oh, we never like them to end like that where they get a couple scores at the end, but it was a beautiful day. It was a great day here in the Coliseum, 93,000, and we kicked butt. Cross town thing. It's awesome. It was a great day for our seniors to get a win like this. They haven't lost to these guys, so that's really a big deal to them.
You're in control of your own destiny. You got a bye coming up before Oregon State. The bye comes at a pretty good time for you.
Yeah, we'll take advantage of the bye. It's Thanksgiving's coming up. Kids will get a chance to go home and all that. It ain't over yet. Our work isn't done. We're still moving on, and we'll take that attitude into this next game. We really look forward to it. It's great to be coming back to the Coliseum. We love playing here.
First chance that our crew had the chance to see your team play. How do you assess today's performance with the games they played earlier in this year?
Well, I think the first half, you saw us, the second half we didn't do very well, but the first half is what we're all about. It's the way we click, and it was great to see the passing game be so sharp and the protections and Matty Leinart hitting Mike Williams like he does. Great stuff.
Coach, congratulations.
Thanks
we'll
very
see
much,
you later on.
Great to see you.
Well, Coach Carroll echoes what we talked about at halftime. The 3 of us were believers coming out here. We're definitely believers now. 47-22 is the final score. ABC Sports is online at ESPN.com. Search ABC Sports. Tomorrow, 1:30 Eastern, 10:30 Pacific time, Annika Sorenstam heads a field of LPGA Tour's best in the final round coverage of the ADT Championship. Monday at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific, it's the Giants and the Buccaneers on ABC's NFL Monday Night Football. Once again from the Coliseum, our final score, USC 47, UCLA 22. For Bob Gracie and Lynn Swan, I'm Brad Nessler saying so long from Los Angeles. This has been a presentation of ABC Sports Championship Television.
ABC Sunday's best just got better with the most outstanding episodes of the season.